people are ready. Oh my gosh, this is fantastic. If you're here with me tonight, you are in store for a show. If you are watching this on replay, I think you are going to be absolutely delighted. We are going to take the deep dive tonight, so I'm going to ask you politely in the beginning, please get your pens and paper ready to take notes on what to look for at thrift stores, Goodwill, estate sales, yard sales, storage unit auctions, rummage sales, you name it. I'm going to start giving you a guide to what to look for at these amazing, amazing, amazing sales. I am going to put guardrails up in the chat. I want it to be respectful of me and my time. And I also want it to be respectful of everyone else in the chat. So again, get your pens and paper ready for notes galore to assist resellers, fellow collectors, advanced antique dealers, artists, jewelers, you name it. I've got tips and tricks and 30 years of experience of what to look for. And tonight's focus is going to be exceptional, rare, and important antique clothing buttons. Right over my shoulder right here is the world famous egret dress. This is a 1920s Art Deco original. So if you know of someone that loves antique and vintage fashion, please go tag them. Go on social media and go pull in somebody else tonight, because I want to expand my footprint. I want to expand my subscriber count, and I want more people to trust my 30 years in this thing called resale and collecting antiques and vintage. I'm not only just jewelry, I'm everything under the sun. So please double tap those screens, please give me some thumbs up, and thank you so much for tuning in. If you want to chit chat and have questions, we will save that for the end. Let me repeat myself. If you have questions or want to disrupt the chat, we will save that for the very, very end. Thank you all so much for understanding. I don't think I could be any more clear than that. How's everyone doing tonight? I hope you're doing okay. I hope everything's going fantastic for all of you. I had an amazing day today. 35 people. Please double tap that screen and let YouTube know that we are live. Only 22 thumbs up. I don't know what I can do to please the other 12 of you. I really don't. Perfect. I love it. All right, here we go. First things first, out on my desk, and the reason for this is coming in a video very, very soon. More antique Victorian jewelry. Look at that old, awesome box. If you want to talk about some of the most exceptional, high carat gold Victorian jewelry, this aesthetic bracelet is from 1860 to 1870. Yes, an estate sale find. Diamonds, sapphire, totally exceptional, and a very large wrist size. Normally these are much, much smaller and very unwearable sizes today. This fits a 7.5 inch wrist, and that is all original Victorian. Absolutely amazing. Also, if you want to talk about Art Deco, I have a wonderful Art Deco video coming up, and I might do it live. Again, it's going to feature this world famous egret dress, completely hand beaded in glass seed beads on silk. This egret dress is exceptionally, exceptionally rare. This is truly a museum piece, and it is in my fashion collection. I have over, 32, I think it was like 32 flapper dresses to show all of you. So thank you so much for that. And then what I wanted to show you is the good, better, and best. I think I owe this to all of you because, again, get your notes out tonight and start to write some stuff down and allow me the privilege to do a deep dive. I would appreciate that very, very much. These are fantastic Art Deco crystals, bezel set, open back. This is from the 1920s, 1930s in sterling silver. So there's a good version, and this is the better version, and then I'm going to show you the best version. I know you're all saying, you said you were going to talk about buttons tonight. Keep your pants on, we'll get there. These are crystal, and they are open back bezel set. Again, please be respectful in the chat, and let's hold all questions until the end. And that's for anyone that just tuned in that didn't understand my very clear message. This is magnificent. This is the best. This is the best version of an Art Deco necklace, and I know I just took your breath away. There's no filter on my phone. This is just a ring light, and let me turn this down. Let me turn this down. Let me get this light turned down because I think it might be a little bright and a little in my face tonight. Let's do that and see if that works. Thank you all again so much for being here. 41 people, and it's unfortunate we don't have 100 already, because there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be very sad tonight. They're going to watch on replay and go, I should have been there for the live. You're right, you should have been. Now we're at 47 people. If you're new here, thank you so much. My name is Jason Adams, an advanced art collector, antique dealer, and reseller of 30 years. And I'm so excited to show you these treasures tonight. This is Art Deco. This is from Paris, France. And this is the best version you will ever see. This is set in solid sterling silver, and these crystals are all completely hand cut all the way up. And look at that white and blue, that very bold white and blue. And look how graphic these kind of chevron stations are. Set in solid sterling silver, beautifully, beautifully done. And again, there is no filter on my camera. This is not optical illusions. And look how long this goes. There's a lot more chain behind it. Really an exceptional piece. Would you all like to see the egret dress? Would you like me to get up and move it over so you could see that a little bit better? I also have a question for the chat to engage you in a little conversation. 58 people. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up on the way in. Would you all like to talk about antique marbles and their values? Could you please put in the chat the word marbles, and I will tease you with a tray of marbles that's worth thousands and thousands of dollars. I will tempt you. Would you like a live feed on antique marbles out of my collection? This is only some of the antique marbles in my collection. Would you like a live feed of marbles? If you do, please put marbles in the chat. And then we'll discuss what day and time we can do the value of collectible antique marbles. These are all pre-1900. Did you hear what I said? These are all pre-1900, worth thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. These are still out there at estate sales, storage unit auctions, Goodwill, jars at antique malls. And I did actually acquire a collection not too long ago, local, and I paid an exorbitant amount. I mean, an exorbitant amount. Absolutely exceptional, all pre-1900. And I know that marble collectors, when they watch this back on replay, they're going to say, what doesn't that guy know and what doesn't that guy collect? And I'll say, absolutely nothing. I'll look you straight in the face and say, absolutely nothing. So I don't have a shirt that apparently fits very well these days. Oh, look at these. All right, so you said marbles, we'll do it. All right, so from Victorian gold bracelets to antique marbles. So from gold and sapphire and diamonds to just glass, right? It's just glass. It's more than just glass. It's artistry, it's history, and it's fabulous. You're going to see some buttons tonight that will inspire you. I hope tonight gives you inspiration and shows you that there's many things out there in the world that bring beauty to the ordinary. Did you hear how I worded that? It brings beauty to the ordinary. When you think of buttons, you think of utilitarian. You think of useful. You think of just a plastic thing that when it falls off, you throw it away. That's not the case tonight, and you're going to see that in just a little bit. Let me sneak out of the way. I have my chat turned off. Oh, okay. And whoa, I almost fell over. That wasn't good. And so let's take a look at the egret dress. So this is the world famous egret dress. This is Art Deco. It is an original, and this is the closest you've ever seen it on camera. This was in my presentation at the library. So this egret dress is from the 1920s. It is from Paris, France. Let me move my chair out of the way. This is from Paris, France, and it is a full figural egret, all the way down to the bottom with these exceptional lotus water lilies and lily pads in this very Art Nouveau style. But this is Art Deco. So this transitions from the different time period into the early 1920s. And on the obverse or verso, on the back of the dress, this is completely beaded with glaseed beads. Why I show you this tonight is this came into a show that I did, a button show. And a lady came in, she was an elderly lady, and she said, would you be interested in a flapper dress from the 1920s, 1930s, all original? And I said, I most certainly would. And she said, well, it has a bird on it. I said, no, it doesn't. She said, yes, it does. I said, they're rare. They're crazy rare. I'm never going to find one. And she said, no, my mother's has a full beaded egret, a full beaded crane. I said, no, it can't be true. So she came into the show. She came into the button show, and she pulled this out of the bag, and I said, oh my gosh, I've wanted one of these for like 20 years. And she said, oh, well, it could be yours. I would like to trade you for some buttons. And I said, excuse me? She said, you bought Inez Wingrove's collection of buttons. I said, yes, I did. And she said, I would like to trade you buttons for my mother's egret dress. And I said, honey, you have $1,000 credit at my booth. And I said, at least $1,000 credit at my booth. And she said, oh, no, just a few cards would be great. I said, no, you don't understand. So I let her trade for all the buttons that she wanted, and then I paid her cash in addition, and you would not have believed her face. Do you see the micro beading in all these glass seed beads in this phenomenal Art Deco flapper dress? This is all original, 1920s, absolutely exceptional, and I just don't know if you can see the detail of those seed beads. I can't see the chat, but I most certainly needed you to see this incredibly important flapper dress and the motion of the fabric, the condition of this, and this is just a tank sheath dress. Never hang your flapper dresses on a hanger. Let me say it one more time and very clearly. Do not hang your flapper dresses on a hanger. Are we clear? This is a padded hanger, and watch what happens. I take this off, I take this off, and I say, now that I was able to show this to you, I actually take it this way, and I fold it this way, and I put it this way. I save this. I put the ties up at the top. That is all original flapper. Do not put your flapper dresses on a hanger. It will pull the sleeves, it'll pull the tank part, and it will disintegrate your flapper dresses. You will have a mess on your hands. Was I loud and clear? Was I very direct? Was I mean? Was I considered mean-spirited tonight? I have to be direct when I ask you to keep our history safe. Please, 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 please do not put flapper dresses on hangers. The weight of the beads will pull the shoulders apart and you will have a mess on your hands. There you go. Okay, so let me go into this. We will save all questions for the end of the chat. Wait until you see the buttons I've selected to show you this evening. You're going to go absolutely crazy. You're going to lose your minds. Approximate value of this card. Now let me take a look. Okay, 600 to 800. Okay, you'll say to me, I didn't know buttons could be worth that. $600 to $800. These are all Victorian. These are all pre-1900 by a mile. And this whole card is large patterns and symbols. Section 22, this would be Division 1. I'm just going to use some terms tonight. I ask you to take notes for a reason. Division 1. Okay, we'll get to all that. Division 1 is what this is considered. Why it's important is these are pre-1900. These are very large. They are very large buttons. Let's take a quick tour. Cut steel and filigree. We have a mother of pearl shell in the center. We have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful example of encased mother of pearl and brass. And look at that. Look at that little beetle right there. Absolutely exceptional button with the little beetle. And then look at the iridescent jewels made to look like little scarabs. Is that not amazing? Thank you for holding your questions until the end. I really appreciate it. This one, I believe, is German. This is imitation fabric. If you guys would continue to make notes, this will help you out. And I'm giving you 30 plus years of collecting in a 2-hour stream. I'm giving you 30 years of what's here that you don't have to read the books, and you don't have to Google Lens, and you don't have to go crazy, okay? You don't have to go wild online. I'll consolidate down information for you as much as I possibly can. I'm showing you what to look for. I'm showing you what to reach for. I'm showing you what has extreme amounts of value and what are the most rare and valuable clothing buttons literally in the world, okay? Imitation fabric, And then you have a wonderful zinc tin inset with the beautiful dove. You have an incredible steel cup. So this is a steel cup, meaning the cup is steel. And then you have steel on the inside with rivets. This incredibly beautiful, hand chased. Oh, is that a stunner? That's one of my favorites on the card. That's a showstopper. That button alone could go for 75 to 95 just for that one clothing button. You could find a set of these in a Goodwill jewelry jar or a Goodwill junk bin. We will save all questions for the end. Thank you so much. We have a brass and cut steel. We have a gorgeous Victorian. It's the mother bird with the nest. And look at, it's got the little mirror back. It's got this little mirror back. And everyone just sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. And just continue to make your notes so I can help you with these tips and tricks. So that I can help you with the tips and tricks. This is the wonderful rooster button. Absolutely amazing, amazing, amazing. You have this one, which is fantastic. This one has the mixed metals. It's a triad design. It has the boards that are wooden, faux wooden boards that are in metal, and then the cut steel are actually made to look like little screws. Look at how that button, it looks like it was made in 1980. This was made in 1880. This is Victorian aesthetic. That is Victorian aesthetic all day long. And each piece of steel is a separate piece that they had to rivet through that button. That button alone could bring $100 all on its own at a show. A very difficult button to find, and you might find a set of 10 of them at an estate sale. You might go into a button box that was forgotten about in an attic of one of your relatives, and you might find that button, and you might find 3 or 4 of them. This one is known, I'm going to draw a blank on the name of this one. It doesn't much matter, because I believe that this was misidentified many years ago in the button books. And if you ask about what buttons books I used, I have quite the library, and we'll get to that. Cut steel and pierce work. This one, 65 to 85, cut steel and pierce work. I sure hope you can see this. Now, we're going to go inside the light box in just a little bit. I wanted you to see the detail on the Victorian picture buttons. This is also considered a perfume or perfumer. They'll say perfume or perfumer. It is velvet backed, and it does have a grid work over the surface, and that is for scent, where they would put the perfume on that. Instead of on their silks, their taffetas, and their clothing, and my, is it hot out here. I can hardly wait to get inside. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight, and I hope you learn an awful lot to look for. And Michelle, thank you so much for the support. This one is extremely rare. It's a difficult button to find in any size. This is the largest size they ever made. I speak from experience. They never made this button larger than this, but they did make this button smaller than this. And the smaller version is easier to find than the larger version. This is the 3 birds underneath the umbrella, and look at all the detail work. Again, die pressed. So we're in the Victorian time period. They started mass producing things. This is a 2-part button. The brass is one part, and then the steel back is another part. So this is a brass and steel button and loop shank. All of these buttons on this card have a loop shank. Did you hear what I just said? Continue to make your notes. Very important how to date these by their loop shanks. And I'll do a whole button video on how to date your buttons and how to know what age they are from. And this one is one of the rarest survivors. Can you imagine finding this fabric and OME? You know what OME is? Other material embellishment. Did you hear what I said? Other material embellishment. OME. And I'm staring at my chat because it's frozen. People think I'm staring at notes. I'm not staring at notes. Invaluable information. Mars, you're new here. Thank you so much, Mars Anderson. I don't know who you are or where you're watching from, but you just made me smile because you were so supportive in your very first comment. Rather than kicking the door down, you came in quietly, and I already love you for it. Mars, thank you so much for the positive reinforcement. This is other material embellishment, OME. That is a fine fabric netting over a silk body encased in a beautiful Rococo frame. That's what I said, and I'm sticking to it. So thank you so much. Let's put this down and done, and all questions will remain until the end of the chat. Okay, and here we go. We're off and running. Do you want to see one of the most rare pottery buttons from the United States? Would anyone like to see? So please put in the chat USA. Please put in big bold letters, U, S, and A. And please and thank you. I want to see at least 50 USAs in the chat, or I'm not going to show you. I'm going to put them back in the sleeve, and I'm going to put them off camera. Cheers, everybody. Cheers. Okay, well, I see a couple. Come on, let's keep it going. Come on, let's keep it going. Put USA, USA, USA. American flags, go crazy. I have one of the rarest collections on the planet. I have right now, unless someone steps forward out of the shadows and says, no, he doesn't. I have the single largest collection of Norwalk pottery buttons. Did you hear what I said? These are very early American Norwalk pottery buttons. The Norwalk Pottery Museum has a very small handful, quote, handful of these pottery buttons. The museum. I walked into a button show, and I didn't know what they were when I went in. I had no idea what Norwalk pottery was. I had no clue. By the time I left that show, I was the talk of the National Button Show. This is in 2018, 2019. Let me see if I put a note on the back of this. Okay, I remember whose collection this came out of. And I went over to a very respected and long-term button collector. Let me fan myself over here. I went into her booth, and I started looking at her buttons, and I said, do you do button deals? Do you do deals? And she said, sure, I do bundle deals all the time. Are you a dealer? And I said, well, I'm a dealer and a collector. And she said, sweetheart, you're a dealer. I said, thank you so much. And guess what happened? I pulled out some cards and I said, do you have anything exceptional that you could, for like a new collector, could you do a bundle deal for an outstanding card? And she said, absolutely. Getting distracted by the chat. And so she said, I have this card of Norwalk pottery buttons. And I said, excuse me. I said, I've heard of them. I've seen them in the book before, one or two. And I said, what do you mean a whole card? And she said, I have a whole card. So my friend Sharon, who was a longtime collector, she heard it. And she came running over. And she nudged me. She like jabbed me in the side like a snake. And she went, doom, right in my side. And she goes, buy it. I said, oh, I'm going to buy it. She said, buy the card. I said, I'm buying the card. And I said, Sharon, keep your pants on. And she said, no. She like snake bit me in the side. And she goes, buy it. I go, okay, I'm buying it. This is the most vast collection of Norwalk pottery buttons in the United States. This is a very historically important card of buttons. If anyone out there has more Norwalk pottery buttons, would you please eventually put it in the chat, and then we can compare, because I have another half card. I have another half card started. So these are Norwalk pottery buttons, and if you Google or do some research on Norwalk pottery, I think you're going to be amazed upon replay. These are very, very early. They have very thick shanks. They're very, very thick on the back. Most are a metal shank that is inset as a pin stem. Here's another note. When you see that front kind of little almost rivet, that is called a pin shank or a pin stem, but we call it a pin shank. In jewelry, we call it a pin stem. In buttons, we call it a pin shank. Okay, so look at the way these are constructed. So these are all pottery. Each one is pottery and glazed, absolutely glazed by hand. And these are Norwalk pottery buttons. Now, the ones that they normally find, let me show you one that is normally what it looks like. I don't have it on this card. They are very chewed up. And the reason for it is when they dredge the area where these were made in the United States, they found them in the river or like disintegrating in the ground. Okay, this is a very rare. I'm going to show you some of the more rare ones. Please leave all the questions for the end. Thank you so much. 4-hole pottery sew-through, rivet pin stems here. This one, very unusual. And the most unusual is this rimmed. They call this rimmed, R-I-M-M-E-D, rimmed. And this is one of the rarest Norwalk pottery buttons with the rim. Now, finding them this small is very unheard of. Absolutely unheard of. And do you see that mottled surface of a mustard, orange, yellow, and you see that mottled green? Do you see that undercurrent of different colors in these? Very unusual button here. Some of the standouts on this card, to find that many Norwalk pottery buttons, it must have taken this person 4 lifetimes. And so lovingly put on the back, and very early identification. And I do know what collection this came out of because I have these all numbered. This is number 29, and I have these all numbered for a reason. Do you see how unusual the patterning is of how they laid these out as well? You know that that's an old-time collector that labored over this, and the card... Oh, if you could smell it, it smells like old money. It smells like early money. And that's exactly what this card is. I was offered, for this card alone, I was offered $3,000, and I turned it down. I'm not selling these for any amount of money. I hope someday, this is my hope, you know what I'm going to say. The people that have been here the longest that understand me before I even open my mouth, instead of being like Elise and judging me within 2 seconds of meeting me, bad idea. You know that this is going to the museum. You know that this is going to the museum for free. This isn't going anywhere else. This won't be in my estate sale. This won't be sold for profit. This card will be lovingly donated to the Norwalk Pottery Museum. And it's going to the museum. So I got news for everyone. It won't be sold for profit. What I get sad about in some of the YouTube videos is the how to flip it for a profit. Everyone says, how do you flip it for a profit? How do you flip it for a profit? I go, I'm at the point where I'm not going to flip it for a profit. I'm at the point where it's going to go to the museum where it belongs. And future generations will learn about Norwalk pottery buttons. And it's a great, great honor that I'm able to share those with you tonight outside of a museum setting. So I think a lot of you eventually will be surprised to see my pieces eventually in museums and to stay there forever, and for many people to view these pieces. So, okay, on to and thank you all so much for being so well behaved in the chat tonight. 77 people taking the deep dive on buttons. Please, if you have questions, write them down and save it for the end. My guardrails are up and you've been so respectful, and I want to thank you so much for doing that. Do you see how focused and how light I am? Do you see how much better I perform when I'm not bombarded in the chat? It's epic, and I thank you so, so much for being so kind to me. I really, really, really am truly, truly blessed that you're letting me do these deep dives. And I'm going to do some chit-chat some nights. I'm going to do like a late night thing. And I'm going to do some late night chats. You can ask me anything and get crazy in the chat. All hell can break loose once a week, but not when I do these. I have to show you these things because I have so much more to go. You've never seen some of these cards, and it's very important that I get through a lot of my collections. And for anyone out there that missed this before, we're going to do a deep dive on antique marbles. All vintage pre-1900, worth thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. It's a great honor. 75 people, please continue to hit the thumbs up. Give me a chance, hit the subscribe button, and if you watch me 3 or 4 times and you can't stand me, it's okay to leave. All right? So, mother-daughter Victorian picture buttons. So we have the big and the little. We have the big and the little. The mother-daughter, mother-daughter, mother-daughter. Do you know how long it would take to complete a card of antique Victorian mother-daughter buttons? And look at my chat froze again. Look. Oh, my chat froze. At least I look handsome and smart. These are works of miniature art. These are all Victorian, and you have everything from dyed zinc, tin, brass, steel, cut steel. The designs. We're just going to take a quick tour of the designs because I have to get inside that house and show you some of the amazing, amazing, amazing buttons. And unfortunately, this is all in reverse because the camera is flipped. I wish it was the right way and you could see it the way it appears in real life. The big ones, as you look at the card, the big ones are on the left, the small ones are on the right, and it is absolutely a magnificent card. Again, completely wired on with the pipe cleaners, and absolutely amazing. So, absolutely amazing, and look at the diverse picture buttons, and these are all Victorian, and these are all picture buttons, and these a lot of these are already very difficult to find. Michelle Guida can tell you, because she's an advanced button collector. I had no idea she was, and she said, "How did you become so smart in buttons?" And I said, "I don't know, it just happened." So, aren't these incredible? Oh, I just love them. And that card easily, still today, because of some of the rare ones, $800 to $1,000. Easy. $800 to $1,000 easy. And I have, well, I don't want to admit, I have 7 cards of them. And I didn't repeat any of the patterns. These are incredibly, incredibly rare. And you know that when I first came on YouTube, I like to run my mouth. It hasn't changed. So what's interesting is Leo Popper glass. Leo Popper glass. Remember when I said about Leo Popper and everyone goes, "What's Leo Popper? Huh? What?" And they were all looking around like, "Leo Popper? What is that?" And now everywhere you go, you hear about Leo Popper, Leo Popper, Leo Popper. That's all you hear about everywhere. I started the trend when I first started on YouTube. I've collected Leo Popper glass since the late 1990s. Let's get this clear. Let's get this clear. In the late 1990s, it was not called Leo Popper. It was called Czech glass. It was called Czech glass. It wasn't called Leo Popper. It is by Leo Popper. You heard it here first, and people continue to keep it in their mouth for a reason. I have the largest collection of Leo Popper glass buttons. I'm very proud of it. This is one card of 11. This is one card of 11. I did not repeat color, size. Ooh, I flicked everyone off. Color, size, or form. Color, size, or form. Color, size, form. There we go. Shape. Color, shape, size. Color, shape, size. I didn't repeat any of them. I have worked diligently over 30 years to construct the largest collection of Popper glass. You're damn right I did. I worked very, very hard, and look at this unusual version with the jewel in the center. All of this is Leo Popper. Every single button on this is confirmed to be Leo Popper. Someone would go crazy to find just this one right here. They would spend their lifetime to find this size Leo Popper glass. Look how this looks like the finest Harlequin opal. Doesn't this mimic Harlequin opal? That is because they're silver foil, metallic silver foil, mixed into the molten glass, and the colors are off the charts. These do have the keyhole shanks. Listen up. Popper glass, write it down. Leo Popper. Around 1900, 1920, into the 1930s. Mark it down. It has the keyhole shank in the back. It looks like a key that goes in the door. You know how when you have a key in your door, you know that little nub that sticks out? That's what the shanks look like on the back of these buttons. I've shown you the back of Popper buttons and what to look for. You've got to reach for Popper buttons. You absolutely, look at this one. No one in the world has this yellow with, look at the silver foil peeking through that one. And you can see where all that foil is behind the color. Thank you for the hearts up the side. Whoever's double tapping that screen and working your finger to death, thank you so much for the love up the side of the chat. You guys, you are so good to me. And can everyone do that? Can everyone double tap your screens or hit the little heart icon and flood this chat with hearts? Continue to do that to draw attention to this live feed so that everybody can learn. Popper, I spelled it twice. Popper. Popper. Leo Popper. Look at this one. Look at this one. Look at this one. Look at this one. The ovals and elliptical. I could spend the whole night on this card. Another jeweled inset. And look at that royal blue. And look how large these are. Absolutely Popper through and through. Do you guys want to know a secret? I have a set of 10 1-inch Popper buttons. You heard it here. A set of 10 that have stayed together for the last over 100 years. A set of 10 1-inch Leo Popper buttons. Do you want to see one of my favorite cards that I've never shown on my channel? You are in store for a treat. These are all horn buttons. These are early to mid-Victorian. Listen up when I tell you terms. Not just Victorian. Not just Victorian. People can get away with that all day long. Not this dude. Early to mid-Victorian. Early to mid-Victorian. That's what I said, and we're sticking to it. These are all pressed horn cameos. Did you hear what I said? Pressed horn cameos. Look at these beautiful women. People would say, oh, those are hard rubber. He doesn't know what he's talking about. These are all horn. There is no rubber on this card. These are all horn, and each cameo is different from the next. It took someone, oh, let's see here. Oh, I remember this. I bought this in 2012. There's the date. 2012, the entire card was from John Whiteford collection from his auction. John Whiteford was one of the most advanced button collectors very early on. His collection is revered. Within my collection, I stepped forward and I bought, thank you so much, Paula, for saying that. You're learning new things whenever you watch. Thank you. Please share me out with all of your friends. There we go. John Whiteford collection, and it was in 2012. Do you see this? It would take lifetimes, virtual lifetimes, to collect this, and his examples were exceptional. There's not an ugly lady on this card. Look at the way that these are crafted. Let's go up close. Let me move my chat out of the way because I can't get in on this. I'll have to put the chat down. Just give me 1 second, please, and thank you. I want to span this whole card. So let's look at it in its entirety. There you go. And I'm going to go right here. We're going to go right there, and we're going to tap the screen so it focuses. And let's take a quick look. So these are all horn, and these are all molded. These are all early to mid-Victorian, and these are all pressed horn. All pressed horn buttons. Absolutely exceptional. And look at the exquisite detail, not only in the faces, but the hairstyles of the time, the borders, and that finished edge on all of them. Horn is normally, oops, I didn't show you the last, there we go, here we go. Now, is everyone happy with that? Did you get to see those up close enough? Did you get to see these up close enough? Did I do a good enough tour? Just put good, or you want to see it more? So put good or more. I don't know if you saw all of them. Was that a good tour of the card? Is that good or bad? You love them. Okay, so very, very large. Look at how big my ring is, and look how big these buttons are. Span on these an inch and a half to just at an inch. Is it good? Okay, so those are all cameo. This card alone would be 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 24 buttons. Easily, oh gosh, oh my gosh, easily 30 to a lot. 30 to 50 each. Oh gosh, this one. Anyone would go crazy. Any button collector would go wild to have her. They would go out. Do you see the tonality? I wish I had a hard rubber Goodyear to show you next to horn. On the back of these, they call them pickbacks. And the reason why they call them pickbacks, as a button collector, there's like a pick mark on the back where they pick it out of the mold. So they take the hoof or the horn of the animal that's deceased, not claimed for those, body parts, but then they put them in a mold. They heat them up, boiling water, and they press them into the molds, and then they trim it down. And this is all natural animal horn. And then they take a pick and they pick it out of the mold. While it cools, they pick it out of the mold. So each one has a little pick mark on the back of it. The Goodyear buttons that are hard rubber look very similar, but they're not the same. Absolutely incredible. I marveled at that collection. I think when I bought that card, it might have been $150 or $200, and now worth an exorbitant amount. That's got to be at least $300, $600, $900. That's got to be at least... I would say at least $1,500. It's a very difficult card to find. One that people consider boring, and I always did as well, until I figured this one out. These are China buttons. The cards of Chinas that I have, I probably have a good, I would say at least few thousand Chinas. Now, what's interesting is, years ago, they started a catalog of the. Thank you so much for the hearts, everyone. They started a catalog for the numbers, and all these numbers are assigned to different patterns. These came in brown. They came in black, they came in rust, they came in a yellow, they came in green, they came in blue, they came in kind of a reddish color. And these are stenciled chinas. And look at the virtual catalog of calico china buttons. These are calicos, extremely rare. And look, this person took all these years to identify this is design 61, this is design 183, this is design 60, this is design 185, 173, this is a 2-hole sew-through, that's 70, this is a 4-hole sew-through, that's 70, this is a 218, this is an inkwell. Look, they even labeled the inkwells. I have igloos, and years ago, igloo buttons, there was a craze. Igloo buttons were $100 a piece for a China igloo. And absolutely amazing history with the igloo buttons. And those now have come down to maybe $20 or $30. So don't get tied up on values. We're not there yet. But this card alone, because it's such the complete catalog of calico chinas and in such amazing condition, and there's so many buttons on the card, this is extremely valuable. I could see a collector going absolutely wild for this. At least 500 to 700. 500 to 700. Now, you might get all of these, highly unlikely, but you might get all of these in like a jar. You might go to like a thrift and it's your lucky day and you buy it for 20 bucks and you get home and you pour it out and there's a ton of calico buttons in it. Highly unlikely. But yeah, there was this craze of calico button, igloo buttons that were China, and it didn't last long. I will show you a button on the inside of the house in the light box. It's called a ting. And it's not a T-I-N-G, it's a ting, a T-I-N-G-U-E. Did you hear what I said? If you're taking notes, ting button. It's pronounced ting, T-I-N-G. It's not, it's T-I-N-G-U-E. Did you hear what I said? I hope so. Mark it down. A ting button on the inside of the house years ago was $300. Thank you very much, Michelle, for spelling it for everyone. That's what I needed in the chat. Another advanced collector. Ting buttons, very sought after years ago, and that market has changed. I'm going to show you a button that was $300 back in the day. It's now maybe 80 to 100. Things have changed. If you want to talk about diminutives, this is a card that I put together. I'm very proud of this card. I hand-wired every single tiny little diminutive on this card. These are called trays, by the way. They're not called button cards. They are called trays to collectors. I call them cards because they're cards. Look at these diminutives, and I put on some of the world's finest rhinestone and jeweled diminutive glass, carved and jeweled mother of pearl, extremely unusual diminutive, cut steel, paperweights, lamp work, another paperweight, exceptional, and tiny and little. You would think that these would have been vacuumed up by Hoover vacuum cleaners in the 1940s and 1950s. You would think this is going to fall out of a tin and you're going to run that vacuum cleaner over your shag carpet in the 60s and 70s and you're going to vacuum up these tiny diminutives. They're going to be gone and lost to history. Not if I had a chance to intervene. These are exceptional diminutives. We have a mirror back. We have lamp work. We have stones. We look at the miniature. Look at the miniature paperweight. People would kill for this card. We have a beautiful peacock eye. Look at the little peacock eye. Absolutely wonderful. And the way that this is constructed. And this one. What? I mean, they're so beautiful and they're diminutive and I love them very, very much. Okay. That one probably took me 15 years to put together. Oh, I gotta show you this one. Look at this look at the rimmed paperweight. That's all glass. Rimmed paperweight. Absolutely amazing. Okay, so we are going to go inside the light box. Does anyone have any questions before we go in the light box? I'll give you exactly 1 minute for questions right now. I feel like we're in school. I hope this is not boring to anybody. If it is, you don't have to watch. Oh, how's everyone doing out there? All right, let's take a break. You all have been so well behaved and so quiet tonight, and it's very, very kind of all of you. Rather than coming in and derailing the chat and going absolutely crazy. And we're gonna have some chit chats. We're gonna have weekly chit chats. I decided. Best way to care for them: put them on a card, keep them in plastic. What kind of horn was used? A varied mix. Usually, hooved animals. Horses. Horses and cattle mainly. That's a great question, Pistachio. All made in the USA? Absolutely not. Nope. Absolutely not. Not all made in the USA. England, France, Germany. I have Austria buttons I just showed you. Some of the buttons were from Austria. Most of what I showed you were continental stateside. Most were the US. There's another peacock eye in the center of this. How did I miss this one? Peacock eye. What? What? There's green on the outside, blue on the inside. Peacock eye. Yeah, peacock eye glass. Does anyone else have any questions? Look at you all. So patient tonight. I want to applaud each and every one of you for being so kind. Did anyone have anything else to ask? That's what I'm here for. I'm your button guru. I almost said the word expert. Oh, good. Thank you. Oh, I want to say I really appreciate your teacher mindset, and I've learned a lot from you. Thank you so much. Cast iron molded from horn. 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 I don't know. Whew. It's a hot one out here. Oh, Velvet Vault Jewelry. Do you want to see one of my rarest military buttons? Did they use cast iron molds? Yes, they did. Yes, they did. On the horn buttons, yes, they did. Absolutely. Nothing else would have held up. A plaster mold? Nope, wouldn't have worked. What's the best way to store the panels? In plastic archival sheets. Plastic archival that last 30 years. I've replaced them frequently. Oh wait, someone said, I want to say that I'm sorry because I spoke out of turn in one of your videos a couple weeks ago. I think it made you angry, and I just want to say I'm sorry to you and to everyone. No apology ever, no apology needed, honey. You didn't do anything wrong. T-Baby, I'm sorry I made you feel that way. I'm sorry about that. You didn't make me angry. Someone did the other night and I threw him out. You would know right away if you upset me. I would have thrown you out. Don't ever feel that way. Spoke out of turn in one of your videos a couple weeks ago. I think it made you angry. Just want to say sorry to you and to everyone. Can everyone tell T-Baby that she did nothing wrong, or he did nothing wrong? Some people do things wrong, but they do it on purpose, I think. Yeah. I think so. This is late, but my aunt beaded wedding gowns I know much about. Oh, I'm going to show you the dress again. We're going to show you the dress again before I go inside. T-Baby, it's okay, honey. Don't be like that. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Please don't. Hi, Pete. Should be coming by soon. I don't know what that means. Hi, Pete. I don't know who Pete is, but hi, Pete. Oh, that's okay to get excited. It's okay. I will say this much. The other night, and this is not directed to anybody, so please no one take offense to this. Please no one take offense to this. But imagine me trying to share 30 years of what I've done and having people talk over me. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, Pringle Pete is on the way. I heard him. Thank you, Nicola. Let me just say it, though. Let me get it out, because I think this is important. People, when I give a presentation at the libraries or GIA or wherever I go, how do I word this right? Okay, when I got mad the other night at someone, like I got frustrated, and then someone came in and was like, you're rude, and I'm done watching you, and I said, you're not important, I mean it. I just mean it. If you don't like it, you can leave, but don't announce your departure. To me, it means absolutely nothing. So please don't announce your departure. If it's not for you, you can quietly just go to the back of the room and leave. I'm not going to change the way I word things. I'm not going to change the way I word things because people come for my honesty. People don't come for sugarcoating shit. I'm not going to sugarcoat shit. When I'm frustrated, you'll know. I want to teach you all. I want to share what I've learned for 30 years. 30 years. I don't want to upset anybody, but it's very disrespectful to talk over someone when they're trying to share. It's just very disrespectful. If I put in the thing that this is a chit chat and we want to go crazy and we want to laugh until we cry, that's a whole nother thing. These videos are very important to me, and I don't want to do the long feed videos anymore. I'm tired of the long feed videos. I'm tired of the long feed videos. I'm tired of the long feed videos. I'm tired of it. This is why I like your channel, but unfortunately no one has to raise their hand. I don't want people to raise their hand. I said, I'll tell you when I'm ready for questions. And I have to keep this very much so the guardrails up. I won't change the way I word things, and I don't need people. I'm not saying anymore. Yes, when people tell their departure, it's distracting and also makes a person feel tired. At least it does to me in the middle of the show. But see, the people that are on YouTube understand. The people that don't create content don't understand it. They think it's perfectly acceptable to come in and tear up a chat. And it's not. It's not. Yeah, I just need that out. I just need that out. I just need that to be like, and when I say something, I mean what I say. And I don't need to explain myself every single time. I don't think that that's fair to me. And people say you apologize too much, and I said, you know what, you're right. I'm just gonna stay the course, and I'm gonna say, I'm doing this all to you for free. I'm doing this all to you for free. I don't have to do this. It's 9 o'clock at night, and I could be minding my own business, doing something totally else. I could be in my studio creating. I could be on the phone with a friend. I could be da-da-da-da-da-da, I could be doing all these other things. I choose to do this for you. I choose to keep memberships at 0. I have 0 memberships. I don't get paid a dime. I don't get paid a dime, and I don't grift and beg. I won't do it. I'm going to keep this going. It's a great honor and a privilege, and I just wanted to clarify for all of you. Does anyone have any questions about that, though? Before I go any further, does anyone have any questions or comments? Like, is there any comments in the chat? Do you support me? Do you hate me? Oh, do you feel like you have to leave? Do you feel like I'm a bully and I'm mean? Oh, maybe I am. Maybe I'm just an absolute dick. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, good. Oh, thank you so much, A-Mag. I love you, A-Mag. Thank you, Jason. That's why you're better than TV. I try and take you guys away from the reality of devastating earthquakes, politics, fights over religion, wars. I try and take you away to somewhere that's magical and filled with beauty. I try and take you away to places that I've been when I've been depressed and I've been alone and I have struggled through things. I'm not just doing this for myself, but in so many ways I feel like I am doing this for myself, that I am leaving something behind once I'm gone. Do you know how important it is for me to do this? Because that's the way, I don't know what to say, how else to explain it to all of you, but 84 people understand. Sheila, we will dance again. That was so beautiful. Thank you, Sheila. Thank you. Thank you, Paula. Oh, Carol, thank you. Pistachio, you're my therapy. I'm Justice for Julian. I just switched you out with Pistachio because you're like so similar. Justice for Julian, thank you. Enjoy more than thank you. Thank you so much. I don't want to be better than anyone. I just want to be myself. And I just want to be understood and I want to be respected. And thank you, Purr. The other day, I had an epiphany the other day when I went away. And I was away from my collections. And it had bothered me greatly to be away from the things that I've been so passionate about and I've collected so long. I feel like I've done it for 4 lifetimes, And what I want to say is I came back home with a new perspective, and I realized, this is tough. There's people out there that are less fortunate, There's people out there who are lonely. There's people out there that I want to reach. I already have so many times. I've been there. I've had my days of sadness and less fortunate and misunderstood, and I didn't fit in, and I still don't fit in. I don't fit in, but I fit in here on my channel, and I don't want that disrespected. I don't want that disrespected in any way, and I would hope that people out there that don't feel the temperature of a chat, that don't lick their finger. This goes for every chat. This is just not for me. This is for everybody on YouTube, fellow resellers, even the people on YouTube that hate me, because there are people on YouTube that hate me. I'm fine with it. We're tied. I don't like you either. But lick your finger and get a feel for the air. What is the air doing at a chat, and how should you come in? Um, be respectful of everyone that does this. Be respectful of everyone just the way that you would want to be respected. I feel that that's what needs to be said. I just feel very at home on my channel. I've worked incredibly hard. Every single subscriber I have earned with blood, sweat, and tears. And I mean sweat because I'm sweating like no tomorrow. So thanks for understanding. I think I needed to say that. I hope that that came out okay. I hope it did. I won't apologize if it didn't. I'm just going to say if you don't get it, there's the door, but don't announce that you're leaving because I don't want to know, and I really don't want to care. I just don't want to be invested in it because it's hurtful, you know, it's hurtful, and I just want everyone to know that I'm not going to censor what I say. I'm not going to tell you that a lie. You know, you can get that at other channels, and if you want drama and garbage and bullshit, there's the door. You could just, you know, exit stage left, you know, stage left. I don't care. You know, I shrug it off and I go, if you don't agree, that's okay. I don't expect everyone to understand me, but please be respectful of other channels as well, you know, and like I said, even the ones that can't stand me, just please be respectful. That's all. That's all I'm asking for. Thank you so much. All right. Okay, let's go into the light box. I want to show you some incredible treasures. And like I said, let's take a quick look at that. Oh, thank you. Let me take a quick look at the beaded egret dress, if that's okay. Since it's nighttime, this dress is going to come alive. So, 92 people, thank you so much. I went on a rant, and look, you all are like, hey, wait, Jason, don't go too crazy. I love your channel. You have a way with words. Gloria, I love you. Can everyone welcome Gloria in? If more people had a passion in their life, they would be happier. I agree. Oh, I think people will use your channel in classes at art school in the future. I didn't think about that. Who said that? Wait a minute, stop the presses. Wait, let me look down like a bulldog. Look, I'm frowning. I almost started crying again. Um, oh my god, Paula. She said, I think people will use your channel in classes at art schools in the future. Yeah, Deborah, it's true, honey. I know, Deborah, stay strong. There's nothing in your field that requires disrespect from anyone. Um, I agree. Thank you for welcoming Gloria in. And to all my friends out there, you know who you are. 93 of you. Even if there's one that doesn't like me out there, it's okay. If I have a hater or two watching, I can deal with it. But just remember that, like, I know why you hate me. And I don't like that part of me either. There are certain parts of me that I'm not proud of. But keep your judgment to yourself. So, okay. I think we're good. I think we got through it just okay. I think it's all good. Did it make a lot of sense? I don't know. All right. So, let's take a look at the egret dress, and then we're going to go inside. All right? Okay. Is that all right? Okay. All right. Here, hold on. Let's put this out of the way. Let's get my rickety chair put out of the way. That's a mess, by the way. My chair is like an absolute disaster. But that's okay. I should start a GoFundMe. I should start a GoFundMe to buy myself a new chair. All right, so hold on. And then wait till you see these historical buttons. You're going to go absolutely crazy. And I'm probably going to have to stay on for like, yeah, probably about another hour to get some of these done. But wait till you see this dress, guys. So imagine in the 1920s walking in, and you wanted to be the most well-dressed in the room. You wanted to be that woman. You wanted to be that lady. And, you know, it was okay to be that lady. It's okay to be proud. And look at this dress. So this is a beaded 1920s flapper dress. It is a figural egret. The beak goes up towards the wearer. Here's the top of the dress. So it's a tank style. It is completely the most beautiful silk crepe. It is a fantastic piece. And look at all the beading. The beading is all glass seed beads, completely done by hand. And look at the dazzle and sparkle in these cut glass beads. Let's go all the way down to the bottom, and it is all lotus and water lily. And look at the whiplash lines, looking back at Art Nouveau, giving a final nod to the Art Nouveau time period before we moved directly into the very heavy-handed 1920s Art Deco style. And look at the beadwork, fully beaded on the back of this, that the water lilies go up the back of the dress. She wasn't done approaching you from the front. She wanted you to remember her from the back. And she said, you know what? As people talk about me, I'm going to show them one final thing. Sounds like me, doesn't it? This is me as a dress. Oh, as I exit the room, I don't say I'm leaving. I don't announce it so that I appear more important than I am. I show it and I say, here, kiss my beautiful beaded ass. Oh, look at this. This is just absolutely stunning, and it's the world's finest beading, and this is from 1920. And I hope you like the tour of this. I would really like to do a long feed video on this dress. Would you all like to see a long feed video on this dress? Would that be okay if I did a long feed video? And in the title of it, I would say, kiss my ass. So that is just truly exceptional. And thank you all for allowing me the privilege to show you such a beautiful piece of fashion history on a night when we were only supposed to be talking about buttons. And this weighs pounds. This is several pounds of glass beads, and it's in perfect condition. And I mean perfect condition. And the deco necklace, again, for all of you that were like, hey, wait, can you see the deco necklace one more time before you put that away and don't show us ever again? Here's the deco necklace, all sterling silver, marked made in France. This is definitely a Paris creation, 100% from Paris, France. And let's go up and take a look at this bad boy. Look at this beauty. Absolutely exceptional for a deco station necklace, and it's one of the finest in terms of crystal, the blue, and this is solid sterling silver, and exceptionally well done. Can you imagine the dazzle and scintillation of that across the room? When she walked in and danced all night long, you know, she was talked about as well. Maybe that's why some of these pieces stay with me for so many years, is because they are those pieces. I don't even know what to say. So there we go. That goes down and inside the box. Let me move some pieces inside. Let me move the chat. I'll be right back to grab you guys. Give me one moment, please. And I'll come plop you down inside the light box while I continue to load up on the outside. Again, thank you for taking notes tonight. These are meant to help fellow resellers. These are made for tips and tricks for resellers and for collectors. I only have 80 thumbs up. If you're watching now and you're watching on replay, could you continue to please hit that thumbs up for me? I know that anyone out there that collects buttons, I just took your breath away. I know that you're thinking, does this guy know that right there's around $3,000 in buttons? You know that I do. I mentioned the ting earlier. Stay tuned for a glass button worth a fortune. Sterling silver, a beautiful African carving out of wood. Who wants a whimsical broccoli in Bakelite? Look at the size of that broccoli. That is a button. That is absolutely a button. Do you want to talk about coralline glass? This is coralline. Ooh, sorry guys. Give me 1 second. Hold on. I just got something screwed up on my phone. Give me a minute. Uh-oh. Hold on, guys. I just got my phone messed up. Now I can't see the chat. Oh no. Okay, here we go. Is everyone still here with me? I don't know. I just screwed my phone up. This is coralline, coralline glass. Do you want to talk about Georgian, beautiful paste glass in the center, set in sterling silver? And then do you want to do this? Do you want to do this one? 1750, 1770. Did you hear what I said? 1750, 1770, 300 to 500 all day long. All right. Wait till you see some of these. This is a habitat button. Not very many people have a real habitat button. That's a real beetle, real foliage, 1700. Copper on the outside, glass, and that beetle is that is a button. Do you want to talk about the miniature Three Graces painting on ivory in solid sterling silver? Absolutely an epic button. 600 to 700 all day long. And I'm saying $600 to $700 all day long. Stay tuned. You're going to want to see some of these. And everyone asks about black dot paste. This is a black dot paste button. Solid sterling silver, you don't find those very often. I'm going to show you some of the finest buttons in the world. I told you tonight we are going to take a deep dive. I am not going to stay on the surface. I'm going to show you things that dreams are made of. I am going to show you things that people marvel over in terms of collections. I'm going to show you picture buttons, an Art Nouveau enamel, Victorian beautiful turquoise glass. You want to talk about a mirrored back Georgian with cut steel? We'll talk about that one. You want to talk about one of the largest gay 90s? Yes, you're allowed to say gay 90s. 1890. Definitely Gablon's glass in the center. Some people say Gablon. I say Gablon's. And you want to talk about this one, the head of Mercury. That's exactly who this is, with this incredibly strong profile loaded with individually hand-cut rivets. Do you want to talk about that one? You want to go with this enamel one, worth at least $200 to $300? Cut steel, Victorian aesthetic in perfect condition. I have 6 of these buttons. I paid $20 for 6 of these just a few years ago. You can make a tremendous amount of money in antique and vintage buttons, and don't let someone tell you otherwise. Don't let someone tell you otherwise. I hope I have your attention. Let me go grab those pieces and move them inside. I do appreciate your patience. Oh, I got a lot of stuff to move in if you give me a minute. Please don't be frustrated with me. So thank you all again so much for tuning in tonight. Can you please let me know what state you're watching from? Please put in the chat what state you're watching from. Thank you so much. I want to see where you're all watching from. And actually, if you're watching from a different country, can you please also put what country you're watching from? Because I always get fascinated when someone's outside the United States. Oh, the amount of stuff I got to move in. Whew, I got a little carried away tonight. I got a little carried away. Oh, can I tell you guys a big secret? I've been feeding the squirrel in the backyard, and now the baby squirrel thinks I'm its best friend. So now I have to stop feeding him because the little baby, he or she comes up and isn't afraid of me at all. So I have to stop feeding him. Oh, look at you go. Look how many people from all over the world watching. New Hampshire. Let's see here. Oh my gosh. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, we got some from out of the US, it looks like. Wait. Oh, Pakistan. Awesome. California, Michigan, Colorado, Florida, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Minnesota, New Hampshire, Texas, Florida, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Florida, South Carolina. Oh, thank you all so much. Texas. Anyone else from outside the U.S.? Western North Carolina. Really? I was just in North Carolina. And I was, Rebecca, I was in Statesville. I was in Statesville, North Carolina, and we took a road trip that was just exceptional. I had such a good time. Does everyone like the background tonight? Does that work for all of you? Can you see the colors well? Does that all look good to you? 102 people. We're talking antique buttons worth thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. You can find these in London, UK. I knew we had something from outside, someone from outside. Canada. That's awesome. Thank you. Australia. Are you serious? Oh, thank you so much. It's perfect. Hi, Squeaky. Hi, Luana. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Sheila. Hi, T-Baby. Stella, Karen, Michelle, Nicole, Janice, Rebecca. Thank you all so much for being so respectful. I so appreciate you. Betty, I've never seen out of this world buttons. They are beautiful. Massachusetts, all looks amazing. All right, so let me do a quick tour of this and then I'm going to reload the pad, okay? Quick tour, I'll tell you ages, what they're made out of, and values. So we'll start at the top. These are black dot paste, the little black dot down in the center, and I've done videos on black dot paste. Let me put a Band-Aid over my boo-boo. I have a little boo-boo on my finger. And let me put a Band-Aid over it so we don't have to stare at that all night. I finicky. I'm like fidget with things, and I couldn't leave this little sore alone on my hand. And then I put super glue over it, and it's not a good idea. I know people are like, "Don't do that." I'm like, "Okay, I know now not to." Oh, all right. Are we ready? Are we ready for this? Oh, someone said something. You're so cute. You're making me think. I'm in romper room. Oh no, I just want everyone to feel welcome. I think it's important. I think, I was invisible many times in my life, and I don't want anyone to ever be invisible. Was I allowed to say it that way? Because I did. I said it. I said it that way. I was invisible sometimes to people, and it wasn't a good feeling. So whether it feels like romper room or not, I think it's important to engage my audience and to let everyone know that they're seen. This is black dot paste in sterling silver. 18, look how thick the shank is. I'm sorry, 1770, 1790, pre-1800. So this is pre-1800. Do you see the way these paste stones are all completely hand cut? Do you see that each paste stone is completely hand cut? Let's save questions for the end. Black dot paste, look at the little black dot. Very unusual button to find it this large and in perfect condition. So mark down black dot paste. Okay, all right, here we go. Enamel, Victorian, set of 6 of these for $20. Each one would be worth, I'm gonna say, I changed my mind, 200 to 300, 175, let's change it again, 150 to 185. 150 to 185. Cut steel, beautiful articulation down in the center here. Completely hand constructed, so think about this. This is completely hand constructed and completely hand enameled. Look at all that painting enamel. So isn't that beautiful, that painted on glass enamel? Look at the green and fantastic. I think this is exceptional. Value on that one, yeah, at least 150, 175. Look at the size of this. I should get a ruler for all of you. Let's show you the largest and the smallest, and then you'll kind of have an idea as to what we got going on here. Even my rulers are vintage. Look, I have the folding ruler. Even the rulers in my house are vintage. And look how long someone used that. Their dirty mitts were all over this. And look how clean the inside was. So let's do this. Let's open up this side, and then you'll get a perspective. Let's do the largest and the smallest. All right, that one's done. That one's done. Let's do the largest. So the largest is going to be right at 2 inches. So that's a 2-inch button. So that's 2 inches. Now remember this because this is important. And let's go with the smallest. It's probably going to be around a 1/2 inch. Yeah, that one's a 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch Coraline. So that's your smallest. So now you have, and that's on a paper disc, just so you know. Okay. And it's mounted on paper because I would sell these. And I mounted them on papers. You know what I'm saying? Okay. All right. Here we go. Those two are down and done. I told you age and value. This one is a deluxe pearl. That's what this is called, a deluxe pearl. You have cut steel in the center, cut steel rivets on the 4 corners, and then you have cut steel border. 1870, let me see the shank, loop shank, 1870. Definitely pre-1890. You have ocean pearl, that's completely pierced, deluxe pearl construction. Gorgeous and a big size. That one, 95 to 125. Are you listening? And are we still clear? 95 to 125. I'm talking button show prices, button collector prices. Now, I haven't done a show or a sale on buttons in about 10 years. So please take my advice. Just give me some grace. Maybe that is now 65 to 85. Maybe it's 125 to 200. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. And again, it changes drastically, but I'm giving you a very central form. Okay. So I'm giving you a very central form. Thank you, Heather. Heath. I said Heather. Heath, thank you. You love the old school measuring stick. I'm so sorry I called you Heather. All right, so this is the head of Mercury. You know, other people are going to say it's not Mercury. Whatever. You do you, I do me. Winged helmet, fabulous detail, silver-plated brass. Victorian, the largest one I've ever seen, original loop shank, beautiful construction, screen back, so we call that a screen back, and beautiful rivets all the way through in the cut steel. Each cut steel completely handmade. That many cut steel. You can find this plain on a, what's it called? Like a brass plate. You can find this button on a brass plate, and it's like $85. With the cut steel this many, this small, and that big of a button on a screen back, that's like 300 to, oh, at a show, this is going to be a lot. I could see it between 285 and 385. On a good day, you might get it for 200. On a really good day, you might get that at $200. Normally, the cut steel is rusted. Normally, the cut steel is absolutely rusted. This is the habitat button. I don't know what's gone on with the values of these habitats, but this is called a habitat button, showing a habitat from the 1700s. So that beetle was from the 1700s, and all this foliage behind was 1700s. There is a painted and wax resist on the back of the button, so painted with wax at the background to hold all these pieces intact. This is beeswax. These are very hard to find in good condition, and these little seeds, I wonder if you planted that, what kind of plant would grow. Condition is normally shot on these, and I mean, oh, Michelle Guida just said it's in such good condition. Normally the crystals are broken, and this is the original copper bezel. It does have a metal back. I don't want to take this off of here. I don't want to break it, but that absolutely is gorgeous. Years ago, these were several hundred to like $1,000. The price varied depending on the condition on the inside. I still think this is a strong 300 to 600. I know that's a wide range, but I'm just giving you a feel for what I know to be truthful. I remember someone at one of the shows, an advanced collector came in and bought one of these for $1,500. So a habitat can span up to $1,500 for a single button. You got to remember this when you're out looking for antiques and you're shopping Goodwill and you're going crazy at estate sales. This is a design under glass. I have an exceptional collection of designs under glass. This is reverse painted. It is Art Nouveau. It is not Art Deco. Let me say it once again. This is Art Nouveau. This is not Art Deco. This is brass bezel with glass on the top, and that is reverse painted and then foil behind. Did you hear what I said? The flower is hand painted from behind. Where it's not painted, there is foil, and that is exceptional. Absolutely gorgeous. Feather or a leaf form. Look how exceptional the painting is. Water normally gets in under these and fogs the whole surface underneath, and they're a mess. Value on that, easy 85, 95, easy with one hand tied behind your back. They could exceed into $100 to $200 for a reverse painted. Now, what if you found a set of 5 of those for $20 or $10, or you go to a yard sale and they're 50 cents a piece? Buy every single one of those that you find for 50 cents a piece. You'll be making tremendous amounts of money, and then you can come over and thank me and say, Mr. Adams, and I'll say, no, it's Jason, and sometimes you can call me a bitch. You know, they're extremely expensive. So these are foiled glass. They could be loosely attributed to Popper. I don't think so. I just say these are Gablons. They're from the Czech Republic. Look at the prong set rhinestones in that quatrefoil design. Exceptional craft. That is silver-plated brass. Date on this one, 1890. Value on this one, oh gosh, $65, $85, $100. Easy all day long. And look at how beautiful that foiled glass is in light lavender. A picture button that's one of the harder ones to find. Absolutely exceptional depiction. Look at the face and the expression. Picture buttons are very revered and very collected. However, the value has dropped off immeasurably. This size, this button years ago, $185 easy. Now, maybe $75 to $95. The value has dropped in antique Victorian picture buttons. I believe it's a supply and demand thing. I think button collectors are generally elderly or older and more established people, both male and female. And once they start to downsize, the downsize is real, and then the market gets flooded with buttons like this. So I think supply and demand has affected the values of buttons and so much more in the world of antiques and collectibles. Let's name the other collectibles that are struggling. Let's talk about Flow Blue, Cuckoo Clocks, Hummels. Oh my gosh. Come on, help me out in the chat. What else have you seen that goes into the toilet for values? Depression furniture, waterfall furniture, depression glass, carnival glass, da 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 da. Even common Roseville, common McCoy, common Pyrex, Fire King, you name it. Chalkware. The things that hold their value are true artistry. The things that hold their value are true one-of-a-kinds. That's what I want to show you to reach for. Mercury glass, lithography. Thank you for supporting what I just said. General antique furniture. Brown is down. That's what they say. That's what the saying is. Brown is down. Antique furniture. Years ago, Barrister bookcases by Globe Warnicki. You know, the Globe Warnicki stacking Barrister bookcases. Per Barrister, there would be minimum $250. $250 per stacker. Per stacker. They're now $50 to $80 per stacker. I saw a 5-stacker of Globe Warnicki, one of the best stacking bookcase makers. That and Macy. There was Macy, M-A-C-Y, or M-A-C-E-Y, and Globe Warnicki. They did the Barrister bookcases, the stacking bookcases that the doors draw out and they go in. I have over 20 of them in my house, filled with books and antiques and all this stuff. And, oh no, hens on a nest is just a fad. That's not about, thank you for bringing that up. That's a fad, and that's like uranium glass. It's the same thing. It comes in like a lion and it exits like a lamb. And by the time people start buying these hens on the nests, have you seen the reproductions of the hens on the nests? They are everywhere. They are everywhere. They're literally like dog shit. And I'm being truthful. They're like total garbage. They're like absolute dog shit. And they're everywhere. And people fall for the fads. What I want to show you is don't fall for the fads. Reach for something historical and something important. Reach for things that are important, that have staying power. Enough of a lecture series. No one wanted that. Gablons, beautiful 1890, gay 90s. You have these rhinestones that are set, and look at that Gablon's art glass. Czechoslovakian, very, very, very unusual color. This is a prime example of showing you, think about this. I haven't mentioned this tonight. Think about this. Think about this. Think about the outfit that this was on. Think about the outfit that this was on. People say Victorians, they wore brown, they wore gray, they wore black. All you hear about is they wear black, they wear black, they wear black. Stop it. They wore the brightest taffetas. They had fuchsia pinks. They had bright electric purple. They had arsenic green. That made them sick because it was made out of arsenic, the dye. This electric, limey, grass green. I have an arsenic gown in my collection that is in a sealed bag because I was fair warned, don't touch the fabrics. I'm like, really? I had no idea until someone told me, and I thought, you're just telling me a story. No, they weren't telling me a story. I have a whole card of gay 90s, and actually, I don't want to admit it, I have 3 cards of them. Wait till you see other gay 90s. You want to see a few others? Hold on. Let's look in my tray of trays. Ooh, let's do this one. Ooh, let's do this one. Oh, let's do this one. Oh, let's do these even though this isn't gay 90s. Hold on. I'm going to skip these. Oh, you should see this tray. If you would see what I had off camera right now, you would all be going absolutely ballistic. Painting under glass. These never survive. Brass inset paintings under glass, that size, $125. On a good day, $75, $85. An antique Victorian clothing button embossed on the front and painted from behind. What just happened? Yeah, absolutely exceptional. Are you ready for this one? What? A screen back with the wolf head. Do you know I was offered $300 for this button years ago? Then I went to a national show. Someone had this button on their card for $800. Someone was offering this button for $800, Victorian 1880, 1890, gigantic screen back. Look at that all original finish. No one polished this. Please do not polish your buttons. It's okay to have a little rust on your cut steel. Ooh, someone got held for review. I don't know why. Check this out. What is going on? Stop it. I won't. Just because you told me to stop it, I'm going to keep going. Do you want to see one of my other favorites? What? Holy cow. 1890, 1900. Look at that. That looks like a giant faceted emerald. And when people said Victorian, black, brown, black, brown, black, brown. No, 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 no. No. Bold, punchy, taffetas, gorgeous, bold colors. Absolutely truthful. Do you want to see this one? Oh, another gay 90s. What just happened? Look at that. Almost Art Nouveau scrolling leaf design, faceted amethyst glass in the center. And look at the way that that is set with that applied shank. Outstanding design in that faux repoussé and chase work. Every cut steel hand riveted all the way through. Look at the little rivet that they had to tap, tap, tap with a hammer. Do you know the labor of love that antique buttons are? Do you see why I reached for this one? Years ago, this came from like a Goodwill or something. I think it was 99 cents in the jewelry case. And I said, is that a brooch? And they go, no, I think it's some sort of button. And I said, how much is it? And it was like $1.99 or 99 cents. This one's like $125. You know, $125, not unheard of. These are still very, very sought after by collectors. Extremely sought after. I think the wolf button, to be honest with you, I think the wolf button would be, oh gosh, the wolf button would be, oh gosh, it's still $500 to $800 all day long. Look at this. Absolutely gorgeous Art Nouveau. There's something so sensitive about some of these buttons. This is wearable art for clothing. And I've often said my being seduced by buttons was because I'm a jeweler. I know what it takes to make smaller pieces. I've often said that making things larger is more difficult, and I think artists understand when I've said that. Look at the sensitivity to this. And thank you all so much for staying so focused in the chat. I will be honest with you. Do you notice that tonight I'm so different? Did you notice the tone is chill and I don't know what to say? When I get around beauty and you respect me in the chat, I will give you everything I can. I will give you everything I can. I will give you everything I can. This is one of my favorites. I was offered like $1 bazillion for this. And I told the collector, I said, I'm sorry, I want to have the only one in the world. There's very few of these out there. This is a cage shank. It is Victorian. It's inset, and this is poured glass. Molded glass, I should say. And look that it looks like a faceted cabochon, and then it has its border. The glass itself is magnificent. People attribute such buttons to lotes. A lot of times the glass makers that were making the art glass were also making buttons at the time. They're very hard to find. This is extremely large. Normally they're like, they're like this size, so you can find this button, but you'd find it this size. No one's ever seen this button. No one's ever seen this. Michelle Guida, paging Michelle Guida. Giving yourself the greatest beauty of all. Lee, thank you so much, sweetheart. I want that. I need to remember that this week. Lee, thank you for the one sentence that will stick with me tonight. Giving yourself the greatest beauty of all. Giving yourself the greatest beauty of all. Thank you so much. Okay. Michelle, have you ever seen this one before? I just had a mosquito on me. Dang it. That mosquito followed me inside. Never. Thank you. Thanks for the street cred, Michelle. Colonial copper. We could talk about early American colonial copper. Likely a restoration here for sure. Soft solder repair. Colonial copper. Michelle, do you have any colonial copper? Stateside colonial copper. Very, very hard to find. Early American. For Mandy, you had asked for a military button. Is Mandy still here, or did she exit us? Can I show you one of my rarest military buttons? I was offered $1,500 for this. This card, oh, we have so much more to show on this. Oh, okay. Wait, one. Oh, you have one colonial copper? You're lucky, because now you can't find them. All right, we'll get into military in one sec. Mandy, don't go anywhere. A beetle escutcheon. I was offered, I won't say. All right, I'll tell you. I was offered 350, and I said, absolutely get out of my face. Look at that. It's all original. Cage shank on the back, inset Victorian, and no one's ever seen this one either. Look at the calcification, and this beetle. It's lost all of its jewels, but this is all glass enamel and it's brass. Look at that beetle on the mother of pearl. I think I bought this one for very little. I don't remember, but look how the beetle is riveted through the back, and all that calcification has happened over time. Beautiful ocean pearl. I love it. This one's gold, likely half of a cufflink. It's 14 karat gold, diamonds, and or diamond, I should say. And a 14 karat gold snake, oval, that's a shape, and it's a snake. And that would be an award winner on a card, that's for sure. This enamel, I have 6 of these. These are Art Nouveau. And I thought of selling some. Would anyone be interested in me selling some of my antique buttons on Bully Run Coffee? So where we sell online, we sell live on Tuesday nights, hence tomorrow at 6 o'clock. If anyone's interested, we sell on Bully Run Coffee right here on YouTube. So race on over to Bully Run Coffee on YouTube. And please subscribe to Jeremy's channel and then go to the website and register for the sales. So if you would like to do that, that'd be great. Okay, so check this out. I have 6 of these. Oops, sorry, I just kicked something over. I have 6 of these. I sounded like an alcoholic. Listen. Did you guys hear that? It's glass bottles. I sound like a drunk. Wait, hold on. Listen, guys. I swear to God, I don't have a drinking problem. Hold on, listen. You guys, I swear I don't drink that often. Oh, I sound like I have a drinking problem. Yeah, I have a guilty pleasure. Cream soda, what can I say? I gotta put one in the fridge now. I sounded like a drunk. People would be like, see, I told you that's his problem. No, I have a lot more problems than drinking. Art Nouveau, amazing. Art Nouveau, amazing, and I love this. I can't believe I kicked over my stash of empty beer bottles. And then I had to scurry and get a cream soda. Glass enamel Art Nouveau, and beautiful. Absolutely incredible. I have a set of 6 of those, so I'll sell a couple. And then this is incredible. I bought this many years ago in Cleveland. I paid $5, and I think I bought 6 of these for $5 each. And look at the way the steel is cut, and then that's imitation turquoise. So that is imitation turquoise, and even the turquoise is on a little wire. The wire goes through the back, and then it's clipped off. So that is awesome. That is awesome, awesome, awesome. And look at this. Hi, Chris. Welcome in. Hi, Elizabeth. I didn't know you were here. Hi, Leonore. Hi, honey. Jackie Blue here and Mercelin. And Velvet Vault. Thank you so much, Mandy, for sticking with us. Painting on ivory. Again, $600 to $800 all day long. Sterling silver. 1810, 1820 on this one. Right here, very unusual to find a painting that detailed. And if you take a loop and you look at this with a loop, check this out for the 3 Graces. This is 3 Graces worth hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Look at the detail of that with that column and urn. Look at the little grass at the bottom of the urn. The detail of the feet. There's the handled urn on that side. I almost said amphora, but it's not. Look at their hands. How beautifully modeled they are. Absolutely gorgeous. 3 Graces. Miniature. Sterling silver antique button worth a fortune. And then we have this one. Georgian foiled glass. Cut paste stones on the outside. Set in sterling silver. Very thick shank. Look at the thickness of that shank on the back of it. So beautifully done. Hi, Roberta. Welcome in, honey. Leonore, I should have taken advice to collect small bin Dragging porcelain and breakables all over Florida. Leonore, I always said tiny and shiny was the way to go. And years ago, a lot of the people here, they would buy big furniture and they would do like the big shows like Shipshawana. They would go to the Shipshi, that's what they call it, Shipshi show. But they'd go to Shipshawana and they would go to Shipshawana at least 3 to 4 times a year. And the furniture they would buy here for next to nothing. But then they finally just said, this is beating up our bodies. And I always said, hey, if I can buy something like this for, 20, 30, 40 bucks and then sell it for 300, 1,000, 1,200, 500, $80. I mean, right here, there's thousands of dollars of buttons still. Thousands of dollars. Oh, I got a mosquito in the box. Hold on. Wait one sec. I got a mosquito right in my face again. Hold on. Nope. Didn't get it. That's all right. Hold on. Let me go get my bug spray. I can't believe I need a bug spray in my house. Hold on. I can't believe that skeeter got in my house. I got a skeeter in the house, guys. I can't believe I got to put bug spray on in my house. That skeeter got in. And I don't want a bug bite. I don't want to be bug bitten. All right, there we go. Now, okay, this one's Georgian into mid-Victorian. So it goes 1800 to about 1810 to around 1850. And still after that, but yeah, it won't leave me alone. I'm made out of sugar. Price on this one with a cut steel border. Oh boy, I'm bad at this one. 85 to 125. 125 would be pushing it. Years ago, 200 plus years ago. That one's come down a little bit. Coralline, the same situation. Coralline buttons. So this is made out of coralline, which are little applied glass beads. Let me get in and show you this. I think this is an orchid. And then I say it's an orchid and someone comes in and tears my face off and says it's an iris. So look at the coralline. See these little glass coralline, the little glass beads? That's coralline. That's all glass applied beads. And that is a gorgeous, gorgeous button. They're very hard to find. I bought a set of 8 of these for very little. $5, $10, don't remember back in the day. Put one on eBay for $165. It sold right away. $165, boom, sold. Very hard to find in any size. Oh, Michelle, you still don't have one? I know. I think I have 3 of these. So, Michelle, I'll sell you one. If I can find the other ones, I'll sell it to you. This is coralline. Coralline is a technique of applying these small glass beads over the surface that was painted. So the painted surface and then the glass beads are applied. So absolutely. I don't like the term sugared, Amanda. That is like, so if you deal with jewelry, people don't know this term because I don't want to say they're not smart enough, but it's called ballottini. Some people say ballotine. I say ballottini. And that's the beads that have applied, quote, sugar over the surface of a bead in jewelry. The point is I don't use the term sugared, but I understand why people do, but it's ballottini. In jewelry, this is called coralline. So this technique in buttons, and that's on glass. So this one is on glass. Let me show you so you understand the technique that's used. Is that okay to say that way? Amanda, does that help you, honey? Thank you for asking. Look at the 4 cage shank. That's Victorian. 4 sew through shank. So you have 4 holes in that little kind of box. And it's all milk glass. That's all glass. And then molded in through the back. Does that help you, Amanda? Okay, thank you. Yeah, you're welcome, honey. And I don't want to sound like a know-it-all because I'm not. I'm kind of a big mouth. But ballottini, people won't say it. Coralline, yes, on Nippon. And then people say the other one that built up like icing. They say moriagi, and I go, oh my god, I want to throw up. But we always said moriage, like back in the day, like old time antique dealers. We said moriage. We never said moriagi. I listened to the moriagi like 12 times in someone's video. I won't mention who it is. She's kind of like a big YouTuber, but she always says moriagi, and I go, oh my god, Mr. Miyagi. Mr. Miyagi, make the Moriagi stop. So we always said Moriage. I don't know why, but we did. So anyways, it's probably Moriagi. And for 30 years, antique dealers have said it wrong. So, but Moriagi, Mr. Miyagi, please don't say Moriagi. So anyways, this is Coraline. It's a technique. This button's probably still well over $100. I don't know. Don't ask me. This is a ting, and Michelle G just put in the chat that she spelled this correctly. This is a ting. TINGUE. Ting. This is a ting button, pronounced TING, but it's ting. I guess you could say tin gui. So if you have Moriagi, wait, hold on, I'm not done. Moriagi, then this could be tin gui. so, so let me make fun of everyone on YouTube tonight. So this is so I guess this is, instead of Moriagi, this is a Tingui. so I don't know what my problem is, but the long story short, a Ting button years ago, Michelle, weren't these up to $300 and some for the yellow and red? Michelle Guida, weren't these like 350 for the yellow and red? Michelle, just put yes or no. I think it was like $350 for a single glass button. Very unusual. She put yes. Thank you, Michelle. I did have one that was $650, but it was much more unusual. Thank you, Lee. Lee, thank you so much. Hi, Deborah McCollum. I love you, sweetheart. So, Michelle, what are these down to now? 150? 100, 150? Do you know the current, honey? Because I don't. I'm not going to claim to know the current value on any of these, but especially a Ting. I don't know what they're doing. I guess we could look them up on eBay and do a comp. See what they've sold for. But this is just a sew through. Oh, this is glass. I'm so sorry, Leonore. This is glass, and it's laminated. And do you see where that red is kind of inset? Very unusual button. Less, so like 100, 80. Has it gone down that bad? See, I'm so rusty. But I know that these were like $350 and they're probably now 80. So, broccoli, huge broccoli. And then I'm going to show Mandy I'm going to show Mandy that one military button. Broccoli, Bakelite. Who on God's green earth would have a giant broccoli button? Can you imagine that lady that had this on her outfit? Or a farmer? I mean, a broccoli. And look at the color of it. Doesn't it look exactly like broccoli? I don't know. One of my favorite foods right now is broccoli. What does that mean I'm missing in my diet? Does it mean that I shouldn't be drinking so much beer and then saying it's cream soda? This one's African, and I love tribal art. This is very old. That is a beautiful, beautiful self-shank button. Self-shank meaning the shank was not applied. This is African, and the wear pattern on this has been on someone for a long time. So the touch and the oils, and the hand that carved this, but the hand that, this has seen a lot of life. Look at how pronounced the face used to be, and it's all worn down to that little hint of lips. Do you love the face on this? Do you love the face on this? There's something about the face on this that I just love. No, I would say that for sure is just a clothing button, 100%. The way that that's done. Live. Okay. Live. Thank you, Simply Roberta. This one's sterling silver, completely hand fabricated. 1880 on this one. Very unusual, but I wanted to show you they did sterling silver buttons, and look how large that button is. I love this one. I want to rub this for the rest of its life. I think it's stunning. And then the last one on the tray for right now is the one from the 1700s. Some of these go 1650. This one's 1700. This is glass and then foil that has been painted underneath. All the jewels are glued on. Very early glue, probably some sort of horse glue. And then look at all the little rhinestones that are still holding on for dear life. Carved mother of pearl. Very thick shank. Michelle, do you have one of these babies? Because remember we'd go to the shows. Michelle, remember these started at $600? Michelle, remember when these started for $600? She said it's so special. I know, Michelle, right? Like we, as collectors, we would say, we want one of these. Do you know I went to a show and a lady bought a whole card and she spent $11,000 on a whole card of these. She spent $11,000 and there were 6 buttons on the card and it was $11,000. Hi, floppy flippy, flippy flap, flippy flappy. Yes, you remember, and you don't have one. Dang it, if I had an extra, I'd be sending you one for free, and I mean that. Can I show you some of my little favorites? The Man in the Moon in glass. He's a brass cup. He's the Man in the Moon. So, Man in the Moon, absolutely brass cup. And look how tiny. Look at his little face. He looks like a moonstone, but he's actually molded glass. He's the Man in the Moon. He's a very difficult button to find. I think I have 6 of them. Hold on, wait 1 second. Let me see if I can find the other one. Hold on. Let me see if I can find the other one. It might take me a minute. Hold on. Oh, I remember this box. Do you guys want to see some other things that I shouldn't show you? I don't want people to hate me. Well, it's too late. It's too late. I have to ignore the hatred and keep going. I have to say, it's okay. It's all right. If you can't be happy about it. So here's the old school. This collector wanted some of the best buttons, and look how long this card's been around. Do you guys remember the video I did in the house? Oh, Nicole, I spent $5,000 on 6 buttons, but they're not here tonight. I did, Nicole. I spent $5,000 on 6 buttons. I did. My mom was there the day with me, and she said, "That's almost $1,000 a button." And I said, "Yeah, you're pretty good at math." Okay, all right. So. Micro Mosaic Landscape, that's always been a button. Micro Mosaic Landscape, Victorian, absolutely, Micro Mosaic. And look at the Man in the Moon. And she wanted some of the rarest buttons. And there's another Man in the Moon. And then this is a swirl back. So this one's technically called a swirl back. So the back has a swirl. And that's Victorian. So for everyone that says Victorians didn't like color, that's not true. That's not true. That's a Victorian swirlback. If you're watching on replay, can you please continue to hit the thumbs up for me? I don't know what else to do for the love in the chat. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, if you'd please consider doing that for me, it'd be greatly appreciated so more people can see this video. Arts and Crafts Hammered Pewter. I have a very large collection of these. The center is a ceramic, and I think this is handicraft. Let's see. These are always signed. On the back, or I should say 90% of the time these are signed on the back. Watch, it's not signed. I'll freak out. Give me 1 second. Arts and Crafts, very, very hard to find. Let's see here. Oh, it's signed, but I can't read it. It's right here. I can't read it. Give me a minute. What is that signed? This isn't Liberty. No. Yeah, this is the Guild. The Guild button N and ES. There we go. Right here. Arts and Crafts, original. Oh, there we go. The Guild button and N and ES. Okay, there we go. Hand-hammered pewter in its original form. This one, oh gosh, it's still at least 200. Like, bare minimum. Years ago, this was like 300. Now this is still 200. I know that for a fact. Because I was already, I don't know, 6 months ago, I was offered for my brownish tone one. I was offered to 250, and so I know that that's still the going rate. Something. Continue history of all. Thank you so much. Love the nature on the beetle, the one below it. Questions, Pistachio? Honey, are you okay? What did I say? Oh, Pistachio, questions? Love that one too. That's just amazing. I love that one. Sorry, I got distracted. Oh, let me show you a few more that I love. The Dragonfly Art Nouveau. What? Can I show you some ones that I love and then not say anything? Can I show you some of the ones that I love and not say anything? This one I paid a crazy amount for. So, can I tell you something about buttons? Okay, I don't want to ruin this one. Oh, thank you. You're a walking button encyclopedia. Impressive. I only know buttons. I don't know anything else. This is a silver-plated. It's Art Nouveau. And doesn't that look like the rays of the sun? That's abalone. But to get an abalone to look like the rays of the sun. I've seen this button a million times, and it didn't have the rays of the sun in the shell. It was just a boring like abalone. And this one was reminding me of a bike ride I took one time. I was very depressed. I had a rough day. I had broken up with someone, and breakups are never easy. Let me turn the lights down. Hold on. Let's go. Let's go a little darker on this. Let's be kind. Let's go a little darker, so we could see all that life inside of the abalone. Anyways, I had a rough life, and I went on a bike ride, and there was cornfields, and I stopped, and I remembered this, and this brought back a memory of like great sorrow in my life. And someone would say, well, why would you memorialize that in a button? Because I want to remember the bad, so that light and positive can be so much more powerful. And I know that's odd for a human to say, but that's okay because I mean it. So I always want to memorialize and remember the tough times and where I've come from and my losses, so that I can breathe deeper and have deeper joy when joy is here. And this is very much so corn stalks, and that looks like the sun. Doesn't that look like the sun in heaven? Do you see what I'm saying? Like the rays go behind this? I don't know what to say. I guess I lost you. But riveted through, and see the two-part construction. So this whole part right here is an escutcheon that goes over the pearl and then sandwiches that all together. This button, when you find it, is around $200 still, but not in this. I would pay. I don't care how much. I have a very, very fond affection for that button. I love this button. That's one of my favorites. That's great men always inspires. Thank you, Lee. Thank you, sweetheart. Can I show you something that's fun so we don't have to get so dark and depressed? This is one of the arts and crafts beautiful roosters. Look at this handsome fella. And I think it's a boy, right? Oh, no. I just pulled a thread off of it. Oh, that's just part of the outfit. That's where it was sewn on. Yeah, there's a loose thread. I'll leave that. But this is where it was sewn on, right there. And look at the hand-embroidered rooster. 1920, 1930. And this would totally go on a beautiful outfit. If you were doing a rooster card or doing a card and competition, you would need that. There's a couple more I want to show you, and then this one. Can I show you one of the rarest buttons that I have? This isn't it. But oh my gosh, Pistachio, thank you so much for the super chat. Do you know how much that helps my channel? You said, thank you for this learning experience. Well, thank you for being my friend. And thank you for keeping my chat safe. And can you all give some love to the one and the only most amazing Pistachio? She sent me a few texts of great encouragement over the last several weeks. And Pistachio, you have been so good to me. And you've been so good to all in the chat. And you're a very kind person. And I thank you for being my friend, not only here on YouTube, but also in real life. And someday I want to meet you. I really, really do. I feel like I've known you for 12 lifetimes. Same thing with designs, Laura. There's my mother. Absolutely. I love you, Pistachio, and I'll scream it from the rooftops. And if someone says, you favor Pistachio, you're damn right I do. Oh, you're damn right I do. I love you all. I truly love you all, and you got to remember that. Pistachio, I love you. I absolutely love you. And you all are so good to one another in the chat, and it's really a relief to see it. And I show you this button, and I say to you, look at the beauty of this Victorian picture button. You'll find this, but not with the cut steel on the dragonfly's wings. And look at the hand chasing on the border. Beautiful detail, and look at her playing her mandolin or her violin or whatever you want to call it. And look at that exceptional dragonfly. Riveted construction, very thick shank, 1880. This is the large one. That one still goes for, at least 100 and something. So, lyre, who cares? Lyre, lute, mandolin, I don't care. I should have said musical instruments so people don't attack me. I give two shits less what instrument it is. I say it's stunning. Cut steel and absolutely magnificent. This one is steel on steel, so this one would be very early. Absolutely very early. I don't care. Steel, fabulous, and amazing. I just think it's fantastic, and I absolutely love it. And then this one. Cut steel on a brass cup. My mother's favorite is cut steel. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Really incredible. brass cup cut steel, and look at the way this is faceted. Do you know how difficult it is to find teardrop shape cut steel? Do you see? Do you see how amazing it is? Look how fantastic. So, here, we'll just get rid of that. There we go. Do you see? Absolutely amazing, don't you think? Fantastic. I love it. And then do you want to talk about one with real jewels in it? Let's save this one for another time. Oh my. And everyone says, do you really own one? I said, no, I own 3. How's everyone doing in the chat? Are y'all doing okay? So, are y'all doing okay? I know. Can't believe that that is steel. I know, right? Cut steel. And it looks like marcasite. I know. What? I mean, what on both of these? And look at the size of them. And that it's not rusted? Oh, I'm so sorry, Mandy. No, you didn't. Shoot, Mandy, I forgot. Do you guys want to see the rarest military? Do you want to see the rarest military? I was offered $1,500. All right. Now, this button is worth between $2,000 and $3,000. All right. It's Moultrie Guard. It's Civil War. I can't tell you about Moultrie Guard. I won't be able to tell you about it. But this is for Mandy. Mandy asked for military. This is Civil War. And this is Moultrie Guard. This is a Civil War button. Moultrie Guard. That's the way it's said. Moultrie Guard. And that is M-O-U-L, if you're taking notes, M-O-U-L-T-R-I-E. Are you listening? Moultrie Guard. M-O-U-L-T-R-I-E. There's only one other example that I can find online, okay? And it was dug, meaning it was taken out of the ground. This one was straight off of a uniform. This was straight off of a uniform. The Moultrie Guard was a very, very, very small and so touching this button is just incredible. Now, don't ask me all the specifics. You go do your own research because I don't know the specifics of this one. I bought a card of buttons for $15. My mother was with me. We went up to Buffalo, New York. Can I tell you guys that I've traveled many, many, many states to buy certain pieces? And interestingly enough, I traveled to Buffalo to buy this entire collection, and this was on a $15 card. My mother was there with me, and I bought the card because it was buildings. Let me show you one of the buildings. Give me one moment. Oh, I want to talk about this one so bad. I got distracted. I want to talk about that one so bad. We won't talk about that tonight. I want to talk about this one too. Oh, my. What? Oh, my gosh. And then my favorite. I'm going to get distracted. What is this? 1880, 1890. Carved wooden pug face with glass eyes. Look at his little face. You know he was really bad. You know he was really bad, and he wanted a cookie. He wanted a little treat. Look at his little ears. Never for sale. Never. You could offer me an exorbitant amount. I'd say, I'm so sorry. He's not for sale. Oh my. Another paste. Let's not talk about that one. Another cut steel. What? Well, the reason why I have all these cut steel is because... Yeah, I said it's a pug. Here we go in the chat again. Oh my gosh. The beetle that's set in gold. It's set in gold. All right, I got distracted. I bought this one. Hold on, wait. Oh, here it is. So I bought this card for this button. Are you ready for this? So he's seen some shit. That's hilarious. Oh my God, AMG, I love you. I love you. Wait, what did someone say? Hold on, wait. They're going crazy in the chat. LOL mold. I don't know. What mold? Wait, who's mold? Hold on, wait. What did I miss, guys? Hold on. I missed something in the chat. Hold on. Wait, I missed it. All messages. What'd I miss? Mold. Wait, someone said he's seen some shit. I bought the card for this button. It's an escutcheon and a steel cup. So this is a steel cup, and that's a brass escutcheon on top of mother of pearl. So that's what I bought the card for. It was $15, and this was pinned in the center of it. So I sent my friend he's an Army paratrooper. His name's Sean. And I sent him a picture. of this button, and I said, "Is this anything?" And he said, "Hold on a minute, hold on, don't do anything," because I always bother him with pictures of military buttons, because I don't do military buttons. I just don't do it. I want decorative and gorgeous. I love history, but I want decorative and gorgeous. And so he said, "Now wait a minute, don't do anything." He said, "I think it's Moultrie Guard." So he emailed his highest end collector, and he said, "Is this Civil War Moultrie Guard?" And the guy went wild. He said, "Now where the hell did that button come from, and who has it?" And so Sean said, "It's my friend Jason, who is brilliant but doesn't know it." And won't acknowledge it. And the guy's like, "How did he wind up with a Moultrie Guard that wasn't Doug?" And so Sean's like, "I don't know. Dude finds the craziest stuff ever." So I bought the card for this one for $15, and there were 42 buttons on the card. So there were 40 more buttons. I sold the card for 120, and I kept the one I wanted, and then I researched this one, and this is the one that's worth between $2,000 and $3,000. I was offered $1,500, and I just didn't think it was enough, but it is for sale, and I don't want to keep it because I want this to go somewhere important, and maybe that is more of a military museum. So maybe I'll reach out to the Maps Museum here local in Massillon, where Jeremy does the coffee trailer, because it has an incredible museum of military artifacts. And maybe this will go to the Maps Museum, and maybe that's what I'll do. I'll donate that, and then I'll take you all with me when I donate it. So maybe I'll give that to the Maps Museum, and I'll say, keep this safe for the rest of its life, because that's Moultrie Guard Civil War. And look at the detail of that button. Original oxidation, original gilding, and all original button on the back. Very cool. Yeah, I'm amazed by this one. That's what I'll say. But I love that, and this one's worth far less. What is that one worth? Maybe 55 to 85 now. Years ago, a steel cup that big would be exceptionally rare. Welcome in, Dana. Thanks for being here, honey. So let me show you a few more spectacular versions. And Mandy, thank you so much for asking to see that. Yeah, Nicole, that is an amazing piece of history. You got that right. And I just think that needs to go. That needs to go to the museum. That just needs to go to the museum. That's all there is to it. Do you want to talk about Arita porcelain? A lot of people passed these up in the day, and I didn't. This is Arita porcelain. The cluster of grapes. I think I got this for $1. I bought 4 of them for $1 each for $4 at an antique mall. That's $65.75 all day long. So Fort Moultrie is in my neck of the woods. Brian, is the fort still there? Like the probably not the fort itself, but like the foundation of the fort, Brian. And what state is that? I'm so sorry, I don't know. I don't know, Brian, because I don't know the history of Fort Moultrie. Not much of it. Right, I didn't think so, but the foundation is probably there. But there's the fort, Brian, back in the day. There's the fort, and then there's that guy, Charleston, South Carolina. Interesting. Very interesting. Let's see here. And there's your maker's mark. So everyone can do the research on this. But look at the thickness of that shank. Do you know, when I touch this, I feel so much. And I don't know how to put it into words, because imagine what this time was all about. Imagine what this time was all about, and imagine how historically important this little tiny button is, and that I didn't buy the card for this, because I wouldn't have known. To find something genuine, you're so lucky. One time I found a coin from that era and it ended up being a fake. So to be genuine, you should find yourself to be very lucky. Nicole, I do find myself to be very lucky. I think you all understand that, I feel that this is a great honor. Justin, send us pics. Who's Justin? Justin, send us pics. I think she's not in the right chat to imagine, yes, what that button went through. Yeah, Deborah, Deborah, you got that right. And yeah, I put this little note with it when I wrote it all down. Very rare Moultrie Guard Civil War, amazing condition, 200 to, or 2,000 to 3,200. And that was what I first found out. And then, like I said, I was, should I say it this way? Like, okay, so can I ask you guys a question? So since this was free, and I have the one that I wanted to keep. So like I have the one I wanted to keep, and this one's free. Like people say to me, well, why wouldn't you have sold that for 1,500? It's not because I was greedy. It's because I didn't know if it should go into a private collection or if it should go into a public institution. So, what are your feelings on that, guys? Can you let me know in the chat? And no one fight with each other on that, but give me your opinion. Do you think I should donate that to the museum, or do you think I should sell it for personal gain? What do you think? What do you feel about that? Do you feel that I should sell it for personal gain, or do you think that that should stay in the public forum, so that we don't repeat history? So, do you think that that goes into a museum setting? Or do you think that do you think I just cash it in and I go, oh, look at me, I'll stand outside a fancy mansion with my mouth open for a YouTube short and I'll say, oh, look at the button I found and I made $1,500. Should I do the YouTube video? Sell it and keep the money? Museum, public, museum. That's so tough. I get it as a collector. It's such a tough choice, right? Personal gain, you already allowed to preserve pieces in general. I appreciate that. I think we're both right. Museum is very appropriate and great to share with all of us. Museum, please, whatever your heart says. Museum to enjoy by all in museum. So my friend Ron, he also, so understand this. So I guess what I could do is if I sold it for personal gain, I would offer it to my friend Ron, and his whole collection is going to a museum at the end of his life. So, you know, do I sell it for personal gain to Ron, who eventually it'll be in a museum, or do I just give it to the museum? Yeah, I hold it for a few years and pass it on to the museum. We all know what Indiana Jones would say. Yes to Ron, right? Museum unless you have someone special, sell it to someone special. You know, I agree. And so that's why I've just like kept it, because I thought I was on the fence. And I don't want to be like the do-gooder that goes, oh, I give everything to museums because, you know, whatever. This is a for-profit business. You know, it is a for-profit business, but there's a certain, oh my gosh, there's a certain, everyone that collects gay 90s buttons is going to hate me tonight. Michelle, they keep coming. What am I supposed to do? Should I shut off the factory? Michelle, I just made this one. It's hot off the press. Oh, museum, unless you saw it. My great-grandparents were alive during the Civil War. Aldine, hi, honey. Ron would take care of it as well. You know, Ron, he's an amazing man. I sold him, I don't want to say. I bought something at, I won't say. And I sold it to him. I bought it for $1 and I sold it to him for $3.50. And, oh, you had an uncle in the Civil War. Leonor, that's amazing. Someone needs it to complete their collection. Shell, you might be right. Look at this one, guys, with that glass stone. Oh, it's 10:15. I've been on for 12 hours. Can I show you one of my rarest? So, you know, I collect kaleidoscopes. I collect kaleidoscope buttons. This is one of the rarest. This is a paperweight kaleidoscope. There's only one or two known of this, and they're not as gorgeous as this. So there is your kaleidoscope shank. That's all original. There's your tin shank with the brass loop. And this is called a kaleidoscope. And no one out there in the world has seen one in real life except for one other version. And it's a paperweight kaleidoscope. So the flower is paperweight. And it's made in the glass. And then it's a faceted top and it's a kaleidoscope. This button could easily be worth $500 to $800 all on its own. And I don't know the value because they're so incredibly rare. This came off of eBay years ago in a big bundle, like in a big lot. And it takes my breath away to know that I own it. To other people, they'd go, yeah, I don't get it. And I'd go, that's okay. I'm glad you don't. I'm glad I was the only one that saw that in that lot. Wedgwood, tricolored Wedgwood. I have a whole card of these. I don't want to sound like that person, but tricolored Wedgwood. Very, very early button. Brass and cut steel, and that's a tricolor Wedgwood. White, green, and blue. Very difficult to find tricolor Wedgwood this large in a button. Years ago, these were like $500. Now they're around $200. So they have fallen from grace quite a bit. Beautiful claw style setting, Victorian, Wedgwood. 111 people still here with me. I really hope that people watch this on replay. Lacy glass, that is all original Victorian lacy glass. They had their day. These lacy glass were 125 to 165 all day long, depending on color and pattern. Some of them were $300 to $500. Now they're down to, oh gosh, 55, 65, and then the higher end ones 125, 135. So these have really trailed off. So again, supply and demand. Oh, the ones I can show you. Victorian, and people would say that's not Victorian. Yes, it is. It's absolutely Victorian. Paperweight, yes, it is. 1890, and look how modernist that looks. 1890 paperweight and looks like that. And people, they say, well, that's not. I said, yeah, it is. Carved ocean pearl, mother of pearl, abalone, whatever you want to call it. Peacock eye, what? What just happened? Oh, and look at the face. Cameo carved. Absolutely gorgeous. I bought this one for $1. That one sells for 35 to 55. Beautiful ocean pearl. And look at that light up from across the room. Exceptional and gorgeous. Absolutely exceptional and gorgeous. The artistry of antique buttons is something that I'm completely seduced by. And someone say, "Oh, it's missing a cut steel and missing a rivet." Yeah, it most certainly is, and you would too if you were the Titanic era. Oh, look at the brass cup, and then that escutcheon sits over the largest peacock eye. This one is the biggest I've ever seen. I bought 3 of these, and I sold one. Let me think of this. Did I buy 2 and I sold one? I think I bought 2 and I sold one, but I thought there was a third. This is just unbelievable. Truly, truly the largest peacock eye. Glass, gorgeous, and absolutely stunning. 1890. Really amazing. Pistachio, I'm missing a few rivets too, sweetheart. You're not alone. You're not alone in that. Are we done with buttons, or do you want to go for another 10 minutes? I have other ones I can show you that will, like, freak you out. Do you guys want to really get freaked out? Should I go into my good ones now? Should I go into my good ones now? Do you want me to go into my good ones? Hold on. All right, let's reach into some other boxes over here. Donated antique linens to the Yellowstone Museum. Still warms my heart to know many will see and be appreciated. I like the idea of your museum having an item of historical importance. Eldine, can I be honest with all of you? Can you guys put secret in the chat? Can you guys put secret in the chat? And I'll tell you a secret. Put a secret in the chat, and I'm going to tell you a secret. Come on. Come on. Oh, hi, Allie. I didn't know you were here. Hi, Kaylin. I didn't know you were here. I'm so excited. My Kaylin's here. Kaylin Diamond, thanks for always putting hearts in my comments. All the hearts in the comments really do help, guys. So go back to some of my old videos and just do me a favor and sprinkle in some random hearts in the comment sections and start to really get YouTube to recognize me again. The more engagement in the comment sections in the videos, even if it's just a simple heart, I'll reply with a heart and a thumbs up. It will really help me out. Secret, I've donated many items to museums. I'm going to tell you straight to your face. I've donated so many items, from gemstones to jewelry, sculptures, a painting. Do I want to say anything else? Okay, dog tags, early dog tags to the Maps Museum. Do I want to say anything else? I don't want to. I don't need any more street cred. That's enough. So that's my secret. I've already donated to several museums, and I've donated a lot of historically important items. So that's just the way it goes. So yeah, thank you so much. Oh, Kaylin, I love you. You've always been so good to me in the comment sections, honey. I love that you take time and you only put the hearts and then you like run. I absolutely love you for doing that, because it really does. It really does help me out. This one's carved ocean pearl. And you know why I kept this one? Because it's the best version. Look how large this is for ocean pearl. I got chills. I don't know. Something is with this button. There's something. I don't know if it's the love of the previous owner, but there's something about this button. I don't know what this went through. I don't know who had this. Definitely a female energy. And this, I don't know. I get very That one gets me going. There's something there. I got chills again. Whoa. Whew. If you could see my arms. I mean, do you guys see the goosebumps on my arms? Do you see this? Look at the fur on my arms. It's like totally standing up. Do you see the fur on my arms? It's like I have goose skin all over the place. That one gets me going. Okay, so I will stay away from anything that does that because I don't need that right now. Now, let me show you a few more. Can I flip through a few more and not say much? Can we just go through an encyclopedia of buttons real quick of what to look for? Can I show you? Oh, I almost lost my cell phone down into the light box. Oh, hold on. Let me move that back up. My whole cell phone went almost down into the hole inside my light box. Can I just, okay, let's just do a quick, oh my gosh. I can't do a quick, I can't do anything quick. Uh-huh. The largest version. Cut steel, Victorian. I don't know what to say about that. This one, I waited years for this one. Do you guys want to see? I waited years for this. I waited years for this button. It took me forever to find it. Michelle, do you have this one? The cut steel scythe or sickle, whatever you want to call it. Because someone's going to say it's a scythe, someone's going to say it's a sickle, and they're going to say you said it wrong, and I'm going to say you can leave, get out. We're focused on beauty. Look at the carved mother of pearl, the wheat that's bundled, and carved mother of pearl. You don't have it, Michelle. Come on, you have to compete with me. What do you do with the pieces that give you that feeling? Can I just not say? I'll just not say. I'll just skip that and say I didn't see that comment. We sickle, wow, yeah. Or they say scythe or whatever they say, however they pronounce it. Georgian, sterling silver and paste. This was sold for $1. Do you see how thick the shank is? And look at the little tiny touch mark there, the little tiny hallmark there, indicating that that's solid sterling silver. This one, retail on this one because of the open work, $275 is not unheard of. Normally it's missing one of the paste, and these are all very, very early cut stones. Solid sterling silver and fantastic. I have a whole set of those. Do you guys remember? Did you guys remember the set that I showed you? I don't think anyone can compete with you. Well, I want someone to. Oh, thank you, Michelle. And you know that I'm from Akron originally, so it's an acorn. Beautiful, beautiful steel cup, double steel cup with that beautiful scutcheon of the acorn. And you know I'm a squirrel, so that meant the world to me. I hope you're enjoying this. I hope you're enjoying this. Steel, and this one's around 1800. Now this one could span 1790. This could span 1790. That's all original on the back, nothing wrong. Original loop shank. And look at the tooling and engraving on this one, and that it's not rusted. Absolutely amazing. I don't even know what to say. And then let me show you, oh golly gee, can I show you one that, well, I don't know if I should show this. No, I better not show that. I have a naughty button, and I don't want to show that. This is a rimmed horn, so that's horn and very, very early, Civil War era. Beautiful horn, a little bit of insect damage. Insects nibble the hell out of horn. There's like worms and insects that bore into the horn and will eat it. But that's molded horn, a sunflower. Absolutely a sunflower on that one. Other people are going to say it's not a sunflower, and I'll go, okay, that's fine. This is from India, and these are very early toggle buttons. I have them in a multitude of sizes. These were sold for like 50 cents a piece. I think I bought 7 of them. I think on eBay they're like $100 now, and that's just oxidation. That's all just oxidation. Sterling silver from India, Rajasthan, I believe. I probably said it wrong. This one is very unusual. Gutta percha. Ooh, yeah, gutta percha. No, I take that back. All wood. I'm so sorry. All wood. Victorian. 1890, but look how modern this looks. It looks like it was made in the 40s. Nope, that's Victorian. And look at all the wood passed through. Wooden dolls, and that's carved wood undulating and then drilled through, made to look like almost like a wicker basket. Beautiful. Good choice not to say it shows class. What do you mean? Did I miss something? Good choice not to say it shows class. What does that mean? Gloria, what do you mean, honey? Can you explain that so I understand? I'm so sorry, I don't understand that. Look at this Golden Age. Carved mother of pearl, 1790. Oh, okay, thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, sure, Gloria. I wanted to show it, but it's very naughty. It's not nice. This was $5. No. Yeah, $5 back in the day. Loop shank insert, 1790. I'm so sorry I missed that. And then look at the gold pallions that go all the way around. Those little gold pallions, 1790. So sorry I missed that. Yeah, it's not nice. That button, I mean, it's funny, but it's highly inappropriate. Um, what is this one? Oh, good golly. Look at this one. I've always loved the face on this. You know that this has seen a lot of life. Brass lion. I can't believe 116 people still here. It shows me that I'm doing the right thing. I have another colonial, but I don't want to brag. So copper colonial. Do you see how thick the shank is? Can I show you what to look for in early shanks? Look how thick that is. Do you see how robust that shank is? 1790. 1790 colonial copper. Very unusual to be articulated. Extremely unusual. I could go on for another 12 hours. Do you want me to... Oh, what is this one? Oh my gosh, another colonial copper. Hey Michelle, look, I'm competing. So I'm competing. You are fascinating us. Leonore, thank you, honey. Colonial copper, anyone? With the rolled edge? 1790, United States. Very early. What an honor to own these, and what an honor to be able to share them with all of you. Michelle, I want to compete with you. Just humor me and compete with me. You know what? I could pull an all-nighter. My phone's holding up. I'm at 24%. But I gotta call my mama. I owe her a phone call. I only talked to her twice today. You know, when people say you're a mama's boy, I'm said, you're exactly right, I am. Hell, you know me. So look at the wooden boards, and then this is Victorian. Very hard button to find. It does have a resist on it, so someone lacquered that, which is okay. It's okay to have lacquer on it. I don't mind. But look at the floor, you know, it's like floorboards, and then that's the nail, and it's cut steel. And then see how the cut steel nail has the rivet as well. And then see how the little rivets come through on the floorboards. I like this button. I really like this button. It took me 10 years to find this. I'd seen it in the Big Book of Buttons, which, by the way, if you don't own the Big Book of Buttons, years ago it was $300. I don't know what it's down to now. It's probably down to like $5. Oh, this is a drum button, but it's an unusual drum button. Very unusual drum button, and you can see why it's called a drum. And that's glass with foil back and then hand-painted stars. This is a very difficult one to find. And I wanted the most unusual of each button. Like I wanted unusual, you know, cut steel. I wanted unusual this, unusual that. I wanted unusual everything. Speaking of which, unusual carved mother of pearl. I'm sure I just took your breath away. Carved mother of pearl dragon, sew through, extremely large. The quality of the pearl, ocean pearl, is just fabulous. And button collectors, we're allowed to call it ocean pearl rather than abalone. Can I show you a button I spent too much on? You know, they said to me the other day, can you show us things you made mistakes on? And I'm like, I don't buy mistakes. Well, I do when I get emotional. This one I spent too much on. This one. This one I spent 300 on. I don't regret it at all. It is horn. Give me a minute. Is this bone? Give me a minute. I don't know if this is bone or horn. It's not ivory, because I won't buy ivory. Hold on. Give me a minute. See, I remember this being horn, and now it sure looks like bone. The grain says I am bone, but the overall sheen on it says I am horn. So I'm a little torn. These are so hard to find. Look at the size of it. It is Victorian. It is all original. And I don't regret the $300. I actually think it was $325. Someone's going to say, why did you pay $325 for steel and a button. And I'm like, why wouldn't you? What on God's green earth? I had to do it. I just had to. Can I show you one more I spent too much on? Do you guys want to see when I have weak moments? Let's have, you know what I should do? Are you interested? Oh no, it's the largest one. Are you interested? Got a percha on wood. It's the biggest version. Because I said, I don't want to monkey with the little one. And the guy goes, well, this is $250. And I go, I'll take it. Because I didn't want the one that was 85. It was the smaller version. I wanted the biggest version. I said, I want the biggest version of that one. Victorian, can I do a whole video? Should we do a live feed of all the mistakes I've made? Of all the friendships that weren't right? All my poor life choices. Do you guys want to should I do a live feed of the terrible Jason Adams? So we could like have a whole thing of like how I've spent too much on some things. Would that be of interest to anyone? No, you don't want the bad Jason? Okay, well then I won't do it. Christy finally got me. I know, it's funnier than hell. Can I show you this one? I spent too much. I got in a fight on eBay. Do you guys want to know? Do you guys want to know that I spent too much? I think this was $800. I think it was 800. Do you guys, would you, I'm the only one that thinks it'd be super fun. Nicole, it would be super fun. What? Look at it. Yeah, I had to. It's the only time I've ever seen this one. Victorian aesthetic and oh golly gee, I had to. I had to do it. Cut steel and absolutely fabulous. I don't know. Okay, I gotta put that one away. I spent way too much and I didn't care. I said I absolutely love it. Let me show you. Oh, Art Nouveau glass. Who doesn't love Art Nouveau glass? I wonder if this blacklights. I have to blacklight everything because I like to be in vogue. I don't know where my blacklight is. That's how much I use it. Look at it, it's Art Nouveau glass. Do you want to see another Art Nouveau button I love? Because you know how I love the 1900s. I love naturalistic and whiplash and feminine. Because I have that connection to 1900. And look at this for cut steel and brass, and then riveted down. All cut steel and absolutely amazing. I have no idea where that blacklight went. I don't care. More backstory, work history. We are all wacky people. Yeah. Hi, Noble. I'm just gonna call you Noble because I don't understand the whole front part of it. But I'll call you Noble. This is glass and bezel set glass. And I don't know what they were going for. Were they going for like archaic Chinese? What is this? Like what were they going for? I don't know what they were going for with this one. Glass. It's Czechoslovakian, but I don't know what they were going for, like an archaic Chinese design. I don't know. They were going for something that they didn't get there. Can I show you another picture button that I love? Look at him. I'm gonna meet him in real life. I want to meet him in real life. Look at that border. Look how the border says I'm a knight. I'm royal and regal and a fighter. Look at the detail of the sword and the shield and the armor. Absolutely love the detail. Love his face. Beautiful cut steel border. Victorian. Hard one to find. I still think that that's a $95 button all day long. I have more cut steel unless you're done with cut steel. He's very handsome. I like his face. Look at this one for tinted cut steel. Brass, so slightly later. Mid-Victorian to late Victorian. Look at all those cut steel riveted together. I've always loved these because could you imagine that by candlelight when you would walk into a room and the lighting would be low? Oh my gosh, you would be the millionaire in the room. Did you ever wear these as pendants? Oh no. No, buttons should never be turned into jewelry. I always say that. I always tell people, stop cutting the shanks off of buttons and turning them into jewelry. Put your hot glue guns down and make money with serious collectors like me. You look at this mother of pearl. Lily of the Valley, that's what I would say. Beautifully carved, exceptional deluxe pearl. Really wonderful. And to feel these, you just feel that authentic beauty. Jason has hadn't lives. What in the hell does that mean? I think so, Luana. Yeah, thank you so much, Somewhere in the Mountains. Aldine, Lily of the Valley, fave, stunning. Okay, All right. Oh, I guess you could, but no, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't wear them. Absolutely not. Look at this owl with the glass inset eyes. Beautiful back mark on this one. Victorian. Usually the eyes are missing. Very unusual button to find the paperweight eyes applied to the owl. And a very large size. He's a hard one to find. That one took me 20 years to find. That one took me 20 years. And I have many owl buttons, but this is one of the rarest. He's a hard one to find. Very hard to find button. Very hard to find. And I mean really hard to find. Did I say how hard to find it was? Stuart Crystal. I have a whole card of Stuart Crystal, and I love my Stuart Crystal buttons. 1650 to 1750 on this one. Very, very early. Silver and crystal. And then underneath is foil. I'm not sure what the black is. Sometimes they were initials. This one is not. Absolutely amazing. And let me see here on this one. I don't really want to talk about this one. Not yet. We'll bring this one back to another video. Oh boy, oh boy. I was offered a lot for that one and I just said no, I couldn't do it. How did I know to look for the owl? He was in my big book of buttons. He's in the encyclopedia. Years ago, the big book of buttons was $300, and it was the best $300 I ever spent. Screenback, Art Nouveau original. Don't know what flower it is because it doesn't matter. Beautifully, beautifully constructed, and I just love the condition. It's late, guys. I think I'm done. I think I'm winding down. Oh, I have so many more. Oh my gosh. I have so many more to show you. We didn't even get started. Did you know that we didn't even get started? Look at the poured glass cherry button. I have 6 of these. I sold 4, but I sold them for $75 a piece. And they sold very quickly at $75 a piece. Oh boy. Oh, now we're starting to cook with some heat. I held out some of the best ones. Look at this wooden one. Look at that wooden one with the screen and Victorian with the North Wind or the Green Man. People fight over that one too. They go, that's the North Wind. And then they go, that's the Green Man. And they fight over it. They start screaming at each other and start tearing each other's arms out of their sockets. And I just look at people and go, shut up and enjoy it. You know, shut up. Just shut your mouth. You know, don't start chirping at people about ba-da-da-da-da. Let people enjoy it. This one is 1700 toll painted steel. I was offered 200 for this and I said no. Oh, thank you so much. Somewhere on the mountain. Can you guys please give a thumbs up for that super chat? That was so generous. 2 super chats tonight, and over 100 people still here. 124 thumbs up. This one, blue steel and gold painted. This is a very rare survivor. You never find buttons like this in this condition. They're always messed up. They're always. Jason's looking for something from his past lives. Yeah. Yeah, but I always I agree. Arita Devil porcelain. I think back in the day this was $45. This was up to $95. Now it's probably down to $25. Arita porcelain. Another one of those. So I have a second of those. This one I didn't talk about, but we'll have to do a whole separate video of these because I have many of them. And then another. I think this is a Tombac. Tombac, Tombac, Tombac. Michelle, do I have that right? Tombac. Do I have that one right, honey? Do you know? Because I think it's Tombac or Tombac. Tombac. Correct? Michelle Guida, did I do it right? It's 1700. 17 something, 1770. Michelle, did I do it right? Tombac, yeah. Tombac or Tombac. I don't know how they pronounce it. Is it Tomb or Tom? I always say it wrong. But thank you for reinforcing me. Oh, thank you so much for reinforcing me. I thank you so much for that. That's a hard one to find. I am winding down. I am fading quickly. I guess we're going to end it on this one. You say Tombac. Yeah, that's the way I always did it. And then someone said it. They yelled it down my mouth hole. It's Tombac! And I'm like, okie dokie. All right, you don't have to yell it down my mouth hole. Do you remember when I showed you earlier the pressed horn? This one's glass. So this is molded glass. And you remember when I showed you the pressed horn cameos? This is the largest Victorian molded black glass in this button. This one took me 20 years to find. And I love him. A molded glass Victorian, and I absolutely love him. So, okay, we're going to do a couple questions, and then I'm calling my mama, guys. Leonore just gave me the heads up. Call mom. What a treasure. That was amazing. Thank you. Unbelievable. All right. Any other questions in the chat? Please let me know. And then we have a whole bunch more that we're going to look at the next time. We have a whole nother 17 boxes. 17 boxes. A diminutive saffret. Look at the saffret glass. Diminutive. Steel cup. Loop shank. And look at that little saffret. Saffret cabochon. Oh, people would go crazy for that one. They'd lose their shit. Oh, thank you so much. You just found 13 diminis of him. Yeah, finding the small ones is easy. When did you first develop a passion? So, that's when I was 14 when I bought my first button. It was a quarter, and I thought it was worth, I've told the story before, but it was a quarter, and I thought it was worth like, $30,000. And I took it to a button show, and they go, oh, that's beautiful. It's Victorian, and it's worth 15. And I was like, oh, damn it. But that's when it started. Any coin buttons? Buttons? Yes. When is the next time? I have no idea when the spirit moves me. We have our sale tomorrow night on Bully Run Coffee. We have a loaded sale tomorrow night. We're talking fashion, fabrics, antique hat pins, diamonds, gold, sterling silver jewelry, amazing, amazing treasures tomorrow night on Bully Run Coffee. We're live at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Even if you don't participate in the auction, just come spend some time with us. We are in sell mode, so we don't chit-chat. We are in absolute sell mode. So we appreciate you coming over. If you don't display these, you really should. Yeah, I display them all over my house. How do people wear these buttons? Do they have multiple, same size, mix, match, or just wear one? Depends on size and the actual button. So this would have been a 1 or a 2. And then the smaller sizes, this one would probably be 5, 6, or 7. And then the very, very small buttons, they could have sets of 10 to 15, 20. I have sets on their cards of Victorian buttons of up to 30 of whatever. And let's see here. Boy, the chat went crazy. Oh my gosh. They went nuts. What night, treasure lovers that love hat pins. Got some great ones. Okay. The live preview was great. Laura, I was feeling it because coming back home from vacation, you guys, I'm so centered. I don't know, that vacation really, it showed me that I have to breathe deeper. I have to breathe deeper. And the downsize of my collections is real. And I called Katya at Aspire and I said, honey, you gotta come and you gotta pick up. And she is. So the downsize is gonna be real. Were the buttons originally on clothing or for display? No, they were only for clothing. They were never for display. Let's see here. Thanks for the amazing tutorial. I never knew about those. So interesting. Thanks. Could you deep dive on Tosco? Of course. I've done a good, better, and best of Tosco jewelry. So if you missed that live, you guys, you really got to go into my pre-recorded videos. I've done some magnificent pre-recorded videos in the last 2 years on YouTube. I've worked very hard on the library, and now I'm toast. I don't want to do them anymore. Great live. Thank you. You're so welcome. Picked myself up at the floor. The magic trick was epic. Oh my God, thank you. I tried to make myself disappear and it didn't work. I almost tripped over that thing. I almost fell down. It was the best. Jeremy is so over me. You guys should have seen his face during the live. And then when I had that mandrel and he was trying to poke me with it. So I was blessed to see his presentation in person, still in awe. Ellie has seen some more of my buttons. Ellie, you haven't seen any of these though, have you? Ellie, do you remember the buttons I brought? But have you ever seen any of these, Ellie? Ellie's going to say no. She's going to be like, no. But there's a whole nother box. So you have to understand, there's a whole nother box of... Oh my gosh. I really am spoiled. Why do I have all these? Oh my gosh. Oh, what? I forgot about the screen back. I have one. I sold it on eBay. I bought 2 of these for $20. I sold the other on eBay for $150, and it just sold for $150 about a year ago. It's the Griffin screenback Victorian Look at the original color and oxidation. A very unusual button. I had 2 of them. I sold 1. I thought, I'll cash 1 in. Why not? Why not spread the love? You want to talk about a carved mother of pearl? Oh, my mom's still up, honey. She's fine. Carved mother of pearl rhinestone. We could talk forever. All right, we're going to go. Good night, everyone. Take good care of yourselves. I so love you. You've been absolutely amazing and fantastic. And I so appreciate y'all for tuning in tonight. Thanks for hitting the subscribe button. Thanks for giving me a chance. Thank you for behaving in the chat. I really do appreciate it. You made this a joy. You made this fantastic. You let me stage center. And I absolutely love each and every one of you for it. We'll see you tomorrow night live at the sale. And like I said, what do I say? What do I say? I'll see you tomorrow night. Even if you don't buy anything, we just love to have you aboard. My mom is still in the chat. She's still here. So take good care, guys. Thank you so much. Mom, I'm so sorry to call so late. Love you all. Good night. I love you because I do. Bye-bye, everyone.